Howdy do, Fisheroos. My name is Angie, and welcome to the next episode of our life, which is, kind of the epilogue now. We're kind of on, Baxter's epilogue, so this will be the ending to it. I am going to say, why am I not busy? It's the end, alright? You've made it this far, you might as well watch the end. Fish, clown! Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we are at the end of Baxter's route. I am going to set a rule for these epilogues because they can last a long time. And that rule is that I am not going to go over 3 to 4 hours. So around that time, I am going to end this stream. These reading streams can last a really long time, and my throat usually suffers from them. So I'm going to be setting that rule for myself during this stream. So, you won't, gone are the days where I would read for 6 hours. We're changing that. Hey. This is our send-off to Baxter. Be nice for like 3 seconds, guys. Just 3 seconds. Be nice. I know he's not your favorite. Just try for a little bit. Just like a little tiny bit. Alright, you guys have to compliment him at least once, okay? In order to insult Baxter, you gotta compliment him once. Alright? I don't care what it is. It could be anything. Just compliment him. Alright. Now that I have forced that into reality, I'm going to go ahead and start this episode. By the way, this week, I am going to be trying a few new things. Not in this stream. But I'm going to be trying to, I'm going to be trying a few new things. We'll see how this goes. I'll probably start it on the Wednesday stream, but no promises. Alright, let's start. So I'm pressing continue. We are on the epilogue screen, and we will be pressing Baxter. Here we go. Let's go in. Angie, what do you mean read for 6 hours? You always spent most of the stream yapping about anything but the game. Hey. Did that say anything? I looked away and I looked back and the sunset screen was gone. Did that say anything? Oh well. Must have not been important if it did. Let's see. It's nice that he stopped dyeing his hair into 2 colors like an idiot. Yeah, no, we have just brown hair now, I think. So he grew up. Are we fine with how Rain looks? Are we fine with this for Rain? Hello, Momster. Welcome in. No? You want to change how Rain looks? Our #1 beehive boxing champion? Are we gonna change her looks? Still keeping our beehive boxing career now that Baxter is out of our life. Yeah, no, we had to, after that breakup, we had to we had to find a new outlet. So we, took out our rage on beehive boxing again. It makes sense, right? We had to go back into our athletic career. Well, no one's telling me how I should change it. Make her hair only blue or only yellow to match Baxter? Because he stopped painting his hair 2 colors. I don't know what Rain's hair color would be. I don't know which color is the natural one. Hi, Angie. Hi! Welcome in. Maybe give her a nose job. I don't think I can change her nose. Is there a thing for nose? Hold on. Birthmarks, scars, rosy cheeks, freckles, acne. I don't see anything for nose. Do we still have our braces? Do we still have our braces? Okay. We can have tattoos now. That might be cool. Hello, Paleworm! Hello! Welcome in! It's been a little bit. Washed out blonde from over-dyeing it. I could go with that. Hold on. So we have yellow. We'll go through the colors here. Oh. We can do yellow. Alright, do we still have the short hair or did we grow them out? Why must you always make a gang member? I don't know what you're talking about. How's everyone been? Yeah, I've been good. You know, it's been good. I hope you've been good as well. How's school going? We always have our braces. Beehive boxing is not kind to your teeth. That's true. That's true. That is very true. Beehive boxing takes a lot out of your teeth. Long hair? All right, long hair seems to be winning here. So we will go with long hair. Let's see, we got spiky, curled, buns. Ooh, there's some nice ones. I forget, like, how good the customization can be. Let's see, we can have a long ponytail. Do we want just long, or do we want, like, a long ponytail? That's awesome. College is as good as, no, it reeks. I can feel my back. I can't feel my back. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I hope it gets better. I'm glad you're doing good, though. She's older now. Get rid of some acne. Aww. Alright, we can get rid of some acne. She is an adult now, so we'll take her acne away. But since she's doing beehive boxing, she has to keep her scars. Long ponytail? I can go with the long ponytail. Alright, let's give her that long ponytail. Do we give her a side tail, or do we give her... We can give her that Neru side tail, or we can do the long dead mother ponytail. Let's see. Long ponytail. Back tattoo? I could go with the back tattoo. What's with the severe case of monkey face pox, BTW? No, it's actually, it's our battle scars from beehive boxing. We're the champion, you see. It's our athletic accomplishments. Naru, you mean yellow Miku? Yeah, that. As an oldie Vocaloid fan, that hurts. Alright. Just for that, we're gonna go with the Neru side tail. What are ponytail options again? We have this one or this one. So do you want the side tail, or do you want the just in back? I'm going with side tail. Let's see here. We agreed on a back tattoo. We can't see it, but we agreed on the back tattoo. Hatsune Miku. Oh, let's see. Alright, so we got the side tail, back tattoo. Was there anything else we were adding to Rain here? We give her a ring. Jewelry, jewels, pattern, plain. Not a whole lot of options there, but at least there are options. I now know her name, but I will not stop calling her the yellow one. The yellow one seems to be what everyone on the internet is calling her. Blue nail color? We can do that. Let's see, red, orange, yellow, green, blue! Yay! Alright. They gave us our nice little character customization, so now we're gonna spend the first 30 minutes doing nothing but this. We can get a nose ring over here, which is being covered by my hair, but, like, you have a nose ring option. Any camouflage face mask? I don't think so. I don't think we're given a face mask. We can have a headscarf. I don't see face mask. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh. Gotta hate how you cannot romanticize the woman. Biggest script flaw. Yeah, there's no romancing women in this game. In the second game there is, though. Nose ring, do we even have a nose? Sure. It's a dot, but it's there. Hold on. You can get an extra dot for your nose ring. Do you see it there if you squint? the little extra dot that appeared. Hold on. Oh yeah, we can have the circle one. That's a little more noticeable. And then we can have a silver one instead. Those are our options for nose rings. Maybe there should have been women worth romancing in the game first. Oh, shots fired. Okay, we could do that. Wolverine kind of nails. Oh, we only have short and long. All right, we'll just say long. We'll say long. Angie, I think you're going schizophrenic. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about here. Headscarf, what is that? It's like, this. And so you can pick the color of it, too. So you have different options you could go with. Oh, you can wear it like a ponytail. That's cute. I usually just keep it at none, though. It's a fish. What more or less do you expect? True, true, true. Well, Rain is not a fish. I'm the fish here. We made Rain a completely different character. When we were first making the character back on my first ever stream, which is hard to think about, but like my first ever stream when we were making this character, everyone decided that this character would not be me, but instead would be Rain Sky, a totally not me character. Alright. Okay, I think we're all done with the character customization. I think we've exhausted this at this point. So, be proud of yourselves. We didn't spend 30 minutes on this. We spent 12. Your first viewers must have been dinosaurs. Probably. Only one of them still ever comes to my streams. What's her name? I can't think of her name right now. Used to come to my streams all the time. But, she hasn't been here in a little while. Okapi, I think, didn't come here until the second one. And then Momstar was one of the people on there. Who the fuck calls their child Rain? Around the same people that named their son Cove, I think. The names in this game haven't exactly been like, oh, the pinnacle of creativity. We have a Cove Holden and a Rain Sky, so... Need to bump that number up to 30. What do you mean? Just sit here and talk until we get to 30. Momster, you should be careful or else I will turn you into a grand monster. Careful there. Alright, we are going to start. We're gonna start. Here we go. Alright. My feelings toward Cove. Oh. We can be in love with Cove on Baxter's epilogue? What? Hold on a second. What? Why can we be in love with Cove on Baxter's epilogue? Can we be dating Cove and Baxter's epilogue? It would be very funny. I feel like that's because we're trying to okay, hear me out, chat, hear me out. We don't mean to go back on our ex's arm. I feel like the point of forcing us through Baxter's route is because we're trying to, like, you know, do the romantic part of okay, I'm trying to do the romantic part of Baxter's route. I was wanting to see how it was. But can we just straight up just date Cove in Baxter's epilogue? Be in love with Cove. Everyone is like, dump him, be in love with Cove. Date him, make him fully trust you, then kindly dump him over some Starbucks. Oh, that is incredibly funny that is something you can do. That is incredibly funny. I'm not gonna put in love, but I am gonna say that we have a crush on him. And remember, whatever we put Cove on, he will feel the same for us. So if we have a crush on Cove, now he has a crush on us. If we're in love with Cove, he's in love with us. Yeah, I know if we put in love with Cove, we'll have to go for another Baxter DLC. It's true, we might have to be here longer if that's the case. And I know none of you want that, so... So we got it this. We gotta do it this way, so we can still maybe have the Baxter route unlocked. Am I watching this same stream as 4 months ago, or is this deja vu? Nope. This is not the same stream. We've done other epilogues before, and they all start the same way. Alright. But, like, the other one we didn't really see Cove, so I don't think we had this. We'll be direct with Cove. We're not nervous anymore. We grew up, we got out of our nervous habits. So, we're fine. Let's go. Begin with a crush? Yes, we're beginning with a crush. Oh, I forgot we can design Cove! What, this isn't Cove's epilogue! This isn't Cove's epilogue! Why would we design Cove in this? Wait a second. So, like, does this character face customization ever actually appear in the game? Yes and no. We never see ourselves, but there are certain scenes where, like, parts of you are shown, and they get shown there. Also, there are moments where they reference, like if they talk about your back, then you'll see the back tattoo and stuff. Other than that, yeah, no, it's just for us. It's just for our own satisfaction. Okay, customize him. I can't customize him that much. I can, though. We'll go to both. So this is currently what Cove looks like if we do nothing. We can't customize him like a whole lot. His hair color stays the same. Ew. Hey. Make him bald. I can't do that. I can't do that. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. Hold on, let's see what we can do. So we can give him the longer hair. We can give him super, I like this one. It's fluffy. His hair is so fluffy. Let's see. We can give him a man bun. I don't like the man bun. I'm not a big fan of that. Let's see. I like the fluffy hair. I like the fluffy hair. I just wondered why you think we'll have to go for another Baxter episode. I've never played Baxter's route. I don't know if it's a completely different thing if you decide to romance Cove during it or not. I doubt you can get together with 2 people at once. The game isn't like that. Give him tattoos. I can give him tattoos. Hold on. So you can give him a whole sleeve. Or a whole sleeve. Or that's it. Okay, I like this one, I guess. You could make him really ugly to justify falling out of a crush with Cove and rebounding to Baxter. That's an idea. That's an idea. How shallow are we? How shallow is this character? We just got a crush on Cove and we're rebounding right away. Okay. Let's see here. Body type. He's slim. Buff. That's not too much of a difference there. Slim, buff, slim, buff, slim, buff. Does his neck get like a little thicker, or is it just the shading? No, his neck does get a little thicker. Huh. There's something a little funny about that. Alright. We can give him earrings, too. You can't see them. You can't see the earrings at all. You can kind of make it out here. Buff. Yeah, he's buff, totally. We can give him glasses, too. Do we want to give him glasses? I don't have a strong opinion on that one. The sleeper build? Alright, what can you wear? Okay, there's a few options there. I'm not big on, like, any of them. No glasses? Okay. I guess that's fine. Oh, give him the wave one. Give him the wave shorts. Left wrist. Yeah, we can give him some accessories. Oh, give him a watch. Necklace? Oh, you also can barely see it. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Alright, what's next? Oh, sunglasses. It looks kind of silly. It looks kind of silly. The pantsless are out. Hey, what? Alright. The sunglasses look a little silly. Alright, we're gonna change. We're gonna change. Alright, we're gonna press done. And now we can personalize our Cove even further by making him either very cold, or very warm, or very sporty, or very studious. What do you guys think? Do we want a warm and sporty kind of mix? What about Cove isn't silly? That is true. That's very true. That's so true. Nerd? We can do nerd. Absolute nerd. But do we make him like sweet and warm or cold and quiet? What are we thinking? What do we think there? We can also just make him medium. We can make him medium too. Cold as in quiet instead of somewhat rude. No teeth. Alright, we'll make him cold. We'll make him cold. Let's go! And our feelings towards Baxter. What? Okay, we spent 4 years away from him and we can say we're in love with him? He broke up with us! We screamed at him! We can't feel hatred. Guys, we can't feel hatred. We can't. That's not an option. Okay. Alright, we can make this as dramatic as possible. Wait, can't we? We can make this as melodramatic as possible. We hate the Victorian emo boy. Hold on. I'm cooking something. Alright, think about this. We can make him like, we can make this like a super dramatic thing. Like, total melodrama. Like, I can't believe you left me. I never got over it. How could you do this to me, Baxter? How could you? This could be fun. We can mess up his life. We can make him feel totally guilty about this. I mean, they'll give us the option, right? Right? We have to love him. It's the only way to justify it. We've spent the past 4 years dreaming up a Baxter so complex and romantic that the real thing can't possibly measure up to it. Oh, that's evil. Alright, we'll put love. I want to see where the... Don't smile. Don't smile. I don't want you to smile at this. Alright, well, we spent the past 4 years wanting to be together with this guy. Let's see how it goes. Do we have the option to visualize him as a giant beehive and practice our boxing skills? I wouldn't mind that one either. But no. Let's go in. Are you sure? No, absolutely not. Actually, I'm regretting this choice every second that I linger on it. So we're one of them popular schoolgirls. I see. Always after the bigger jerks. No, we're worse. We're one of the non-popular girls in school, and we're still after the jerks that dumped us. Oh, I don't care about this. High initiative is fine. All right. Here we go. And so, your days growing up in the loving cradle of Sunset Bird came to an end. In the years that passed since graduation, you'd moved out of your childhood home and made your way in the world. Let's see, we live alone, live with pets, lived with pets. So lived with a pet or lived with multiple pets. Why would we live with Cove? Why would we live with Cove? Wait! What? This is Baxter's route! Oh, we're gonna make this go so deep. Oh my god, the melodrama I'm about to cook up is gonna be great. Wait, do we live with Cove and live with pets? Do we live with Cove and pets? This is important. This is important. Can we have a cat? Can we have a cat and live with Cove? And fish. We gotta live with Cove's fish as well. That's fine, I suppose. Live with his pets. Okay. With pets, you have a higher chance of using on the snakes that way. Cove had to care for us after the breakup. We have to put this poor boy through hell for the past 4 years with our shallow longing for a summer fling. Oh god. Can we please do this again some other week, but like we dump Baxter and get with Cove, please? We will get with Cove in the end, don't you worry. We will actually end off with Cove. I made sure of it. However, for now, this is all about Baxter. This is, we gotta suffer through hell to get to heaven, so here we are. Alright, we live with this fish. And you. Oh, where do we work? Guys, where do we work? This is important. We gotta plan our future. I don't remember Josh being this twisted. What I miss? Oh, I don't know what you remember, but I always remember Josh being like this. Alright, had a business of our own? Yes. I can go with that. Alright, indie. Oh, what do we do? Work in the music industry? What I'm partially covering is the STEM field. Art industry, fashion industry? Health? Oh, we run our own business. We run our own business with the health industry? What do we do? What are we doing? So we run our own business from home in the healthcare industry. And it's not our home, it's Cove's home. What are we doing? Healthcare? Do I need to be concerned here? Your family members went through the same kinds of leaps into independence. Liz and Lee both eventually earned degrees and started fantastic careers in new towns. But your mom's and Cove's father still lived on the same street as they had for all those years before. It was comforting to you that there were some things that remained in the old neighborhood. And despite the ever-changing reality of your adult life, your friends were still your friends, though of course things weren't exactly the same for them either. Very recently, Terry publicly came out as a man and switched the spelling of his name to use a Y instead of an I. He also confessed his love for Miranda, which she excitedly reciprocated. They moved in together recently in the city out past Sunset Bird. Derek was as busy as always, but doing well. He always made an effort to keep in touch, and you even saw each other in person occasionally. For the person who'd left the town and you behind. Right. Okay, well this took a turn. So we could call and text it and Baxter never answered, or you never even tried to make him talk to you. Baxter obviously wasn't interested. So we can either be super desperate and keep calling and texting him after all of these years. After all of these years, constantly trying to call and text a man for about 4 years that dumped you. Or we can be like, no, I was never interested in the first place. I don't know what you're talking about. I see people choosing to, and I understand your choices. You're not interested in Baxter. You don't want to be interested in Baxter. I get it. But like, think about the desperation. The second option. The narrator's the true villain. It's awful being a third wheel. Play hard to get. Alright. I hear you guys. I hear you. I won't ignore you guys completely. I would love to play the super desperate person right now, to be so pathetically desperate. That, like, you're looking at this poor, pathetic human on the ground that's just like, please, take me back, I'll do anything. I would love that. But I hear you guys. I won't... If majority votes, I won't... I won't do that. And looking at it, I see more people, I think saying 2. Play hard to get? Alright, that's another 2. It's being an awful third wheel. Yes. One person, I think, voted for desperate. Most other people are like, no, she's better than that. I want to make this as toxic as the game lets us. I understand where you're coming from. I also have a desire to do that, but no, most people, if most people choose otherwise, I'm not gonna be that mean. I did tell you guys I would let you guys choose. My voice was like 10. Sup, I'm back. Sup. Welcome in. Alright. We will choose option 2. We moved on in some way, even if we're very desperate still. Alright. Ooh, there's another option here. You hadn't forgiven him, but you'd let go of your anger with him, but you just didn't feel strongly about him anymore, but you looked back on those summer days fondly. Is Hatsune Miku an option? Unfortunately, no. I would dump everything for Hatsune Miku. I'm not even joking. Nothing else matters but Hatsune Miku. We need a mix of 2 and 4. I agree. I really want to go with 2. We're in love with him. What, we chose love at the beginning. 3 doesn't make sense. I hope I'm in time for the part where the protagonist family finally eats Baxter's liver while you watches. We might. Josh and I are desperately trying to make Rain as desperate and pathetic as we can in this melodrama, and chat seems to be wanting to do otherwise. Alright, we got a few votes for 2, actually. Just, Tarnished is, I think, doing 3. Shaking my head at chat wanting to be nice, sweet romance with Baxter for some reason. I know you guys are trying to make this healthy. You guys know we're getting together with him in the end, right? Is it just how he felt about us? No, it's how we feel about him. No, we shouldn't remember him fondly. We shouldn't forgive him. We should be angry at him. We need to slap him in the face as soon as we see him. Alright, I'm choosing 2. Baxter Ward was an unpleasant memory that would stick with you forever. See, this is why we needed to choose 2. It seemed your thoughts and feelings would go unheeded by him for the rest of your life. And then there's what became of the sad little boy who grew up with Cove Holden. What? Oh, who you grew up with, Cole Holden. I was confused by that for a second. Somehow, despite all the history you had, leaving the streets that kept you together for so long changed the emotions you held inside. Cove had been a friend for years and years, and yet he started to set your heart racing in a way you never could have imagined for most of your life. He truly thrived in his continued efforts of cultivating loving and supportive relationships with his friends and family. His personality had changed, becoming more reserved, though not at all unkind. Cove was a gentle, loyal, considerate man who took the lessons he'd learned over the years to treat the people around him with patience and understanding. When Cove eventually developed a picture of the future he wanted to have as an adult, you would see where he was coming from based on his past interests. He went to college to study marine biology. His ultimate goal was set to become a natural resource technician, and he still volunteered with Orca when his workload allowed it. As an adult, Cove also was able to recognize and have diagnosed what he thought was on the autism spectrum. That he was on the autism spectrum. Read that wrong. It was something that hadn't been noticed by his doctors as a child, but he was still the same Cove he always was to you, and he was just glad to understand himself better. It thrilled you to see how happy and successful he'd grown up to be. Of course, growth and change didn't only occur for the people who you knew most directly. It happened to everyone. And a particularly exciting bit of news came in the form of an engagement announcement. Oh, this is new. Miranda's older brother Jude was proposed to by his longtime boyfriend, Scott Adam, the guy you'd known as Grant. Learning his actual name after all those years was almost as incredible as finding out that the two were getting married. After being long distance for a few years, Scott had moved to California to get a place with Jude. You'd even met him in person more than once when visiting Randy and Terry. Both men in the couple were welcoming whenever you'd come around. They'd love to look out for Miranda and her little friends. They were in their 30s, so someone barely in the double decades was basically still a kid. Hi, Angie. Hello. Welcome in. Rap battles with Baxter. Yeah, let's do it. Anyone know how to rap? Let's see. Do we count them as friends? Or like two big brothers? I don't actually remember either of these characters. Does anyone else? Does anyone else remember these characters at all? Because, I don't, remember them at all. I think Jude was mentioned once in Miranda's, story. Not at all? Okay, I'm not the only one. Alright. Are we friends with these random 30-year-olds that we don't remember but we're attending their wedding? I'm not sure. I barely remember Derek and Cove by now. Well, we're in trouble. We're gonna be in trouble. Rap battle, but instead of rap, it's rap, and we wrap his dead body and hide it in the forest! I don't think the game will let us do that. I don't think that's an option. Strangely enough, I don't think that's an option. Alright, I suppose we'll know them distantly. So it was something of a surprise when you got an invitation to their special day in the mail. Terry and Randy were obvious guests, but you and Cove, who was also on the list, didn't have a personal relationship with either groom. You'd both attended many Urquhart events in your lifetime, and it seemed your presence would have been missed if you weren't at this one. Plus, Jude and Scott were thoughtfully giving the usual gang a chance to get together. Now the wedding was fast approaching. It was set to be a fantastic day with friends, family, and a celebration of the bonds that brought you all together. Unfortunately, making that plan a reality was easier said than done. The happy couple ended up in need of some help. A lot of it. You squinted into the afternoon sun of the quiet suburb street, one bag slung over your shoulder and a suitcase in hand. You'd arrived at the Adam Urquhart household, your place of residence for the next week, about. I really gotta thank this game. The very moment Baxter appeared on the screen with my friend that was confirmed to his wheelchair his whole life, got up to turn the TV off. That bad, huh? That bad. Baxter has a way of bringing people together, huh? Why does everyone want the end of Baxter? You'll see. If he's as bad as he was in the main route, you'll see. Oh. Let's see. YouTube likes freezing. Number 12 second stream is real. Oh no! Why do I feel like Monica is going to show up here and chase and delete Baxter? Yeah, I can see that. Control-Alt-Delete him. Control-Alt-Delete Baxter. Oh no. Then we won't have a route. I guess we'll just have to go back to Cove, who we live with. Oh no. Alright, let's go on. It'd been weeks since you started making plans to come down for the wedding. You weren't going to miss it. However, it was a one-day affair, and coming this far in advance was a last-minute request. Jude, Scott, Terry, Miranda, and the rest of the Urquhart clan had been putting on the wedding entirely themselves. They managed the DIY process as best as they could over a few months. But it turned out arranging a marriage ceremony and reception was not on the same level as birthday parties, graduation celebrations, and family reunions. Yeah, arranging a wedding is a lot of work. depending on how big it is, you have to make sure you have a venue that can fit everyone. You got to get decorations and everything. Of course, you want the cake set up too. Wedding suits as well is not easy to get. There's just a lot of planning you have to make arrangements for. On top of that, if people are flying in over from, overseas or, cross country or anything like that, you got to find arrangements for them as well. And it can just get a lot. Also, don't even get me started on seating arrangements. There's a lot that goes into weddings, and doing it yourself is a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot. Anyways, I would spread deceit to him, to his mind from an existential crisis. Oh my god. But Angie deleted the version of me who can do that. Shame. Thanks, Angie. Listen, I had to continue the story. It wasn't my fault. Look, I had to continue the story, Monica. Listen, we can still talk. We can still be friends and all that. You're beautiful. Hey, it wasn't you. It was chat. Chat wanted it. It was all chat, actually. Chat was the one saying that I should delete you, not me. I would never. It was all chat. Everything was chat. Anyway, moving on. The date was nearly upon them. Things weren't finished, and neither man wanted to lose the venue. With no way to magically conjure up more hours in the day, their solution was to have more hands on deck to finish the prep work. Basically, in that timeline, you're like, Baxter, no, that's not true. That's not true. I would never. She's becoming deceitful. Yay, a new menu. No, I'm not becoming deceitful. I was. Anyway, we're moving on. Oh, look, I have a story to read. You became the very thing you sworn to destroy. I never said I'd destroy Baxter. That was all you guys. You guys wanted that, not me. I wanted to just read a story. Like always, I've always just wanted to read the story. Right? I'm going to put Baxter in the Project Moon universe, personify Lobotomy Corporation, Judgment Bird Containment Unit. Huh. Just throw him right in there with Big Bird or something? Hello, how are you today? By the way, I'm back with, Our Life and How to Train Your Dragon AU. Can't wait to see this one. Let's see it. I want to hear more about it. It's been 4 years, right? It's been 4 years. Wrong bird, Angie? Which bird? Is it the Union, Big Bird, or Punishing Bird? Alright. Let's see, where were we at? My mind is already, scattered. Alright. We're doing great today, guys. We're doing great. I mean, it's only been 40 minutes, and we're only slightly sidetracked from the story. I said Judgment Bird? I see. There are places I would put Baxter in the Project Moon universe, but I can't yet say where, because spoilers. I see. I'll move on, then. Censored containment unit will do for now. Whoa, are we do we hate Baxter that much to put him in censored containment units? That much? Alright. With no way to magically conjure up more hours in a day, their solution was to have more hands on deck to finish prep work. That was where you came in, and how you went from simply being a guest in attendance to joining the official party planning posse. Jude's and Scott's other connections were mainly adults with spouses and kids of their own, which didn't exactly allow them to drop everything to come put on a bash. It was a lucky break. Randy had someone she could call in. You couldn't say no to her. Let's see. Is it a short trip? Did it take a while? Or did we have to come too bad you had to come a long ways to do it, but that was unavoidable. How far away do we live? Hello, heck, here we go again. Can I request a Corniver? Corniver? That's an old one. Yeah, I can put a Corniver on the screen for you. If I can find him. Let's see here. Is Corniver... Is Corniver this one? Yep, there's a Corniver. All right, we'll grab him and put him over here. So he's right here with us. All right, option 3. Like in the Shrek scene? Yeah, we can do the whole scene like that. We had to come from far, far away. Miranda was the first to come up to you, circling around from the other side of the vehicle. She was just beaming. Let's see, it's been a while since we've seen her, right? We tracked down Baxter's house and moved up the street from him. We don't even know about Baxter right now. We don't even know this is his route. Can I request my custom Oliver? It's kind of fitting with chat's conversation. Ooh, your custom Oliver. That was our Bird Oliver, right? Or Bird Oliver. I mean the Lobotomy Corp Oliver. Let's see. Nope, wrong Oliver. Nope, that's Toaster Oliver. Nope, that's Small Oliver. Hold on, I'll find him eventually. There, that's Clown Oliver. And this one is... Nope, that's Baxter. Wow, how many different pictures do I have on here? Alright, well, this is Clown Oliver. And this one, is it this one? Nope, still Clown. Oh, there he is, there he is. I'll put him over here. There he is, Oliver Multiverse win. Oh yeah, I'll just do a video of Multiverse Oliver. Pretty soon I'll design you guys, and I'll have you guys design your own fish cake. Alright. You break-danced. Alright, can I request a Corniver covering your mouth and nose? Do you want to kill me? Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it'll take more than that to kill me. I don't even breathe from those things. Okay, well, let me find another one. There's one. He's upside down. He's upside down. We'll put him... There he is. Covering my mouth and nose. Yes! Good luck! I don't breathe from these things! Why not put, Baxter crying due to T-posing due to Judgment Bird? We do have a Baxter crying, but it's because he got maced. My bad, put him in front of your gills. Oh no! I breathe from both, so it's fine. Can you shrink my Corniver and cover your gills? We got another already covering my gills. Oh. I guess I'll have this one covering my mouth. There. There, you guys happy now? I'm suffocating. I hope you're both happy with this. Okay, let's see here. I don't see any others right now. Just let me know if I missed you. Win! I can't believe this. You guys want to kill this? You want to kill this? Look at me. Look at me. I'm round. You guys want to kill this? I can't believe you. I can't believe you guys want to kill something so round and adorable. For shame. Yes! I can't believe you just said yes to that! I would glare at you, but Oliver's tails are blocking my vision, so I can't actually see anything. So I'm kind of blind right now. Alright, alright. I will continue on with the reading, because the only way to torture you guys is to make you listen to Baxter's route. Actually, I really like the fish fish. It was funny. Yeah, fish is great. Isn't it? Isn't it? Or are you talking about the that thing that joined us briefly? Who knows? Round. I agree, round is best, right? Round is the best. Round is perfect. Alright. Let's see. We wave at her, held out our arms. How do we feel about our friends? How do we feel about Miranda? Are we, like, physically affectionate type? We're more direct now. Your sleep paralysis demon standing at the foot of your bed every night since April 1st? Yeah, that thing. You got that right, that thing. Really should get back to drawing fish, G. Yes, that thing. Just visualize that right now I am dancing like that big dog from Hotel Transylvania 3's ending scene. Amazing. Incredible. Which one is Miranda? Our, like, one female friend that's not related to us. I don't think we have another female friend. She's the one that had the bounce house at the birthday party. Let's... I gotta think about this for a second. She's cute. I like her. She's adorable. Like, out of all the friends we have on here, I think she's the cutest one. So, like, we'll hug her. We'll hug her with a free hand. As much as you missed her, you'd had to dive into the car as soon as the van door opened at the pickup spot. This was your first chance to stand together face to face. Miranda squeezed herself against you, giggling with fresh excitement. It was like being a teen again. Oh, I can get that for you. She reached towards the suitcase as she spoke her intentions. You've got to be exhausted. Ooh, we have more options. Angie, I'm imagining you and Fishy doing the vine, the kids swimming in the fish tank vine. I don't know that one. What? Angelina, hello. I'm totally not. No, definitely not. Definitely not. I like how the 45 minutes everyone seemed to forget we got, that's privileges and remembering after I asked for cornflakes. Yeah, everyone forgot briefly. Everyone forgot about that. Let's see here. Alright, so Miranda. Right. What was the question again? How are we doing? Are we ever okay? We've never gotten over the loss of being broken up with 4 years ago. We will... Oh, do we give her the bags too? Oh, she's asking if she can take the bags. Oh. We can handle our own bags. Okay. We're an athlete. Okay, don't push yourself though. Last one out was Terry. He hopped from the driver's seat, ready for action. Let's get all this put away. Oh. Ready, Rain? Oh, offer him a high five. He gave your hand a satisfying smack, full of vim and vigor. Time to bring this party inside, buds. He didn't need to say more. Miranda speed walked ahead, her sun hat flapping from her firm, determined steps. She held the spare key to her brother's place. You all would have been stranded on the curb without her. Miranda got it unlocked, opened the door, and gestured for the others to come on in. All three of you went inside. Mission accomplished. We've successfully dropped off Rain. The reason you were crashing there was because Terry and Randy lived in a tiny city apartment, while Scott and Jude had an entire house. Though you were still nervous about it, even if you'd known them for years, you'd never shared a living space with them. Of course, there would have been no way for to get a hotel room for you to stay. The downsides of living in a tourist-heavy area, and of getting married during the most popular season, but it worked out. It worked out, and that's what mattered. It's called Am I a Little Fish? I'll have to look at it. Thanks for sharing. Why did it say satisfying smack? I don't know. I'm alive. Welcome back. Glad you're living. Their home was a chill and comfortable looking place, as long as you imagined what it was like without the absolute mess everywhere. The living room had obviously been co-opted into the base of operations for their crafting endeavors. Every inch of countertop and even flat enough cushions were piled high with supplies. Oh, so definitely no sitting on the couch. Got it. Is the Death DLC going to be called Our Life Ending? Yeah, no, this is a cute fluffy game. No death allowed. We can't have topics like that. We're cute and fluffy only. What is Fishty's color palette? It's exactly my color palette. If you look at my Instagram, I actually posted pictures of Fishty for you guys. My Instagram and Twitter and Tumblr page all have Fishty pictures for you guys. So you guys can look and see them there. So if you need a reference and all, I tried to help you guys out there. Alright. Let's see. What's my first assignment? What's my first assignment, sir? Let's get this wedding started. I don't use Instagram. I think you might still be able to view it if you click on the link. I have a link to my Instagram in the description of the video, and I think you should be able to still view the picture even if you don't have it. But I don't really know. In the past you could. I don't know how it works anymore. You know what? I will allow you to be alive this time because being alive during Baxter's DLC is worse than being dead. Is that the only reason you're keeping me alive? I see how it is. That means I'm gonna be living for a lot longer though, because we're probably gonna have multiple parts to this. Alright, you know what? What's my first assignment? I'm glad you asked. You can relax or unpack or anything. Later today, we're gonna meet up with Jude and Scott for dinner at the seafood restaurant. Off to the side, Terry's arms folded with mock seriousness. Technically, it's a business meeting to make the hiring official, but who cares? Not me, definitely not Jude and Scott. Definitely not Jude, and Scott does care, but in the opposite way. He's gonna be waiting for us. Besides, we're all part of the party planning group, so we've gotta meet the MVP. Hiring? Oh, they got a wedding planner. Uh-huh. I still don't know how much he can do this late, but it's probably better to have somebody who knows what they're doing around. Okay, guys. Alright, guys, take your bets. Take your bets now. I'm gonna put a poll up. If you know this or have looked it up already, don't say anything. Don't say anything. But I'm gonna put a poll. And we're gonna do a little bet here. We're gonna do a little bet. So I'm gonna put the poll up. And you guys, tell me your answers. And if you win, if you get this right, I will let you guys... how to say this? You guys get a request. I'll let you guys make a request. It has to be doable during this episode. Like, I can't put on Subway Surfers, I'm sorry. I can't open up another game, I can't close the game. But I will let you guys make a request. So here's an easy one. It's gonna be softball, I think. It is 50-50. I haven't played this, but I do think I can get this answer right. So, let's see here. I'm gonna customize these answer a bit. Alright. Because this is Baxter's route, we're gonna see if this is going to be how we meet him again. So, if you are going to vote yes to this, then put a 1 in the chat after you already vote. If it's going to be 2, if it's going to be no, then put a 2, but then say how you think it's going to happen. Here you go. Poll is up. Everyone go ahead and have fun. Go ahead and have fun. We're gonna try and predict this. We're gonna try and predict this. So, tell me your answers. If you voted yes, put a 1 in the chat. If you voted no, put a 2 and then say how you think it's gonna happen. Alright, we have 1-1 so far. I know more than one person voted because I can see it happening. 2? Alright, how do you think it's going to be if it's a 2? It is Baxter's route, but we could meet him a different way. But like they're talking about a wedding planner and they said he, and we're gonna interview the wedding planner. So we have some things lined up. So is he going to be the wedding planner? Or is he going to be something else? Are we going to meet him in some other way? Maybe he's a guest at the wedding. Maybe he's friends with her brothers and he's just another guest at the wedding. 2, I have no idea how we'll meet him, but I'm sure it won't be that on the wedding. Okay. Alright. Alright, who else said 2? Did you, did you say why you think it's gonna be, why it's gonna be 2? I mean, you don't have to say it or anything. I'm just curious. I'm just curious how you think we'll meet him. But let me look at the poll real fast. 78% of you have said yes so far. Interesting. Alright, 22% have said no. 78% have said yes. That's fascinating. Anyway, let's proceed and see if we can get this answer. Alright. Exactly, Randy. It's gonna come together great. I don't know why I had so much trouble saying that line. I hope so. Miranda sighed wearily. While you'd started up your career on the committee approximately 5 minutes ago, it had already been a long journey for the rest of the crew. Wear and tear and frayed nerves were to be expected. However, your presence had lifted their spirits. Miranda perked up when she spoke again. I'll show you which room is yours, Rain. You gave a slight nod. She escorted you upstairs. Terry lingered behind. He assumed you didn't need 2 people overseeing your unpacking. See you. You can use the bathroom right across the hall from, the hall for showers and everything. I'll give you some privacy, but you can always come downstairs if you wanna. See you soon. Bye. It was a relief to not rush out the door. You popped open your suitcase and began to settle in. You were also sure to text your family and friends to let them know you made it there safely. After all that, you were able to rest. Your mind calmed and slowly it sunk in that you were actually back in the area. You were home. Kind of. In one direction up the highway was Prism Vista City, in the other, Sunset Bird. That was the most unusual thing. You weren't in either of these locations, but a strange place in between. As the sun began to set, a knock landed against your door. Terry called through. Dinner time! Oh, coming! You got your phone off the charger, a few other things, and joined up with Terry in the hall. Then you both linked with Randy and the first floor. Once more, the 3 of you piled into Terry's van. He pulled out of the driveway with great haste. You were bound for another long-awaited reunion. It took about 20 minutes to reach the restaurant. The place had to be popular since the only open space was at the very end of the lot. You leisurely exited the vehicle and stretched in the warm air. Terry and Miranda ambled over in no rush until you glanced towards the building. Because they were there, right at the front, the curly-haired Jude and the bespectacled Scott, neither of them were easy to miss on their own, and together they were unmistakable. Hey Jude, dude! Hey Grant!
Hey!
Hi! Miranda took Terry's arm, dragging him across the tarmac. Hold on, what are we congratulating? Also off topic because I need to yap. I got a boyfriend! Nice! Nice, that's good! Let's see. Is it too early, or should we start the most out-of-pocket conversation yet? You're welcome to start one of them. I'm perfectly fine if you guys want to just start the most random conversation we could have. Alright. Whoa! Not wanting to be left in the dust, you stumbled to rejoin the pack. The couple of the hour amicably greeted your little group. Jude, Eckert, and Scott Adam. Oh, I think this is the first sprites we've gotten of these two. Miranda's one and only brother was living the typical Californian software development dream. Jude's partner Scott was easily able to transfer his physical therapist career to a new state where he moved. Both of them needed to take time completely off from their packed schedules in the lead up to the wedding. Miranda's workload was almost non-existent already. She was normally a teacher's assistant while continuing her education. School was out for her students and herself. It was a bit more awkward for Terry, whose lifeguard services were in high demand during this season. But, I think. I think I said that wrong. I was reading kind of fast. But the whole team was committed to getting things done no matter what.
You made it.
You made it. That was sort of meant for everyone, but mainly Jude was talking about you. Scott made the special attention even more transparent. So nice seeing you, Rain. Let's see here. IDK what that is. Oh my. I'm not gonna explain this. I'm not gonna explain this one. I'm not gonna be that person. Let's see here. I see, we're just talking about this conversation all together, aren't we? We're just, alright, you know what, chat? You have fun. You guys have fun. Let's see here. Congratulations on your almost wedding. 2 high fives. We'll do 2 high fives. I like high fives. Oh, we're getting more votes. More votes. Remember, if you vote, put either a 1 in the chat for if you voted for yes, or a 2 in the chat for if you voted for no. I want to see who voted for what. You don't have to necessarily. If you don't feel like it, that's fine. But I'm very curious on who voted for what. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't read this yet. They responded in kind, but your palms experienced 2 very different sensations. Scott's enthusiastic clap felt all the sharper when it came in at the same moment as Jude's relaxed pat. And hello, Terry and Miranda. Scott finally addressed the other people there. Hi again, what are you doing? I thought you had a table. Her big brother answered with a carefree or perhaps careless smile.
Relax.
The other guy's holding it down for us.
What? Jude, you left your new wedding planner by himself at the restaurant? For who knows how long?
Yeah. Miranda's gaze was withering. As sweet as she normally was, her siblings could test her patience like nobody else, but Jude's fiancé came in with an equally unapologetic defense.
It's okay.
He didn't mind. We had to be there to meet you. Besides, none of the real planning is happening yet. It won't start until tomorrow. We're not missing anything.
It's kind of awkward for the planner, though.
Well, let's give him some company.
Good call.
Good call. The meetup moved inside as everyone filtered into the fancy restaurant. All right, guys. Chat. It's time. 1s and 2s, gather round. Your vote is about to come forth. Are you guys ready? Was 1s correct? And this will be Baxter. Or are the 2s correct? And this will not be Baxter. You guys gotta pit against each other. This is a fight. Alright? Depending on what you voted, either the 1s will be executed or the 2s will be executed. I'm terribly sorry to inform you this way. So, who is it going to be? Is it going to be the 1s? Is it going to be the 1s? and this is gonna be Baxter? Or will it be the twos, and it will not be Baxter? Let's go. The big reveal will be...
Jude signaled to the host and got a nod, recognized as someone who'd already been seated, so your group passed on by the seating area. Jude and Scott had already taken their place as the leaders of the squad, guiding the rest of you to the right place. Terry remained hot on their heels while Miranda kept close to him. That left you bringing up the rear. Threading through the white-clothed furniture, clothed furniture. The furniture is not clothed, it's clothed. Whoops. You noticed how most of them had room for 2 or 4 people. Your party would be 6 in number, counting the planner. You had to be situated at the far end of the room because of that. The others came to a stop directly in front of the window with a glorious view of the sun setting over the ocean. That must be the spot. You craned your neck to see over the small crowd of people, and you managed to catch a glimpse of the table.
Oh, we got a CG. Guys, I regret to inform the twos, but the ones are the winner of this voting round. So if you are a 1, kindly take your seat upstairs while we execute the twos. Thank you for playing and betting your lives. I appreciate you all being here. Oh, it was the ones that are victorious. Congratulations. Chats that voted 1. Aubrey became toast. That does not look like Baxter. He grew up, but this is his route, and that's a CG, so that is Baxter. All right. Please take your loss and stand downstairs, please, while we fire up the ray gun. Can I be excused as well? What do you mean be excused? You're not allowed to leave. You're not allowed to leave. What do you mean? He's as old as you now. What is that supposed to mean? Alright, I am ending the poll. Thank you guys for playing. We'll come up with another thing to bet. But this poll has ended. Congratulations to number 1s. You are the winner.
Alright, a young man was already seated, his legs crossed primly, his chin resting ever so delicately against a hand. Swept hair and a tailored suit spoke of a high level of care and attention to details. In the reddish light of evening, his brown eyes shone like rich pools of dark honey, and on his neck was a distinctive beauty mark, a living portrait of class.
Oh, Rain has been down deep. Rain has been down deep. I won, but at what cost? You can't kill someone that's already dead? Watch me. Watch me. I am back. Did we meet him at the wedding? He's the wedding planner, so the ones won this one. If you voted 1, you were correct and you won and you get to live. The 2s got executed. I'm terribly sorry.
That was the wedding planner.
Oh, how do we respond to this? Oh, guys, how do we respond to this? I guess I'll die. I'm terribly sorry you had to find out this way. Accept your execution with grace, please. It should have been me. But it's not. Enjoy the winner podium. You get to play more of Baxter's route. 6. That's not very dramatic, though. That's 6 again. Oh, guys, you aren't fun. You aren't fun. We want to make this dramatic. We want to be screaming. We want to be crying. We want to slap him in the face. Don't you guys want to slap him in the face? Do none of you want to slap him in the face? I thought I had more faith in you guys. I thought that I had more faith in you guys. Oh. Can I change mine to 2? You can change. You can change. There was a few for 1. 7, that counts as 1. 1? Okay. Okay. We have a lot of 1s. So I guess we're choosing 1. Here we are.
This is everybody we've got. My sister, her boyfriend, and her friend. Baxter's focus shifted away from the sea view to acknowledge his clients. Seeing the new company, his already heavily lidded eyes narrowed further. The softness in his smile pinched. Of course. You were the delightful older brother of Miranda's. Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, why wouldn't he be? Baxter?
You think it was another one? Did you think it was another one? The vague comment didn't pass Jude for a second. He was incredulous in an instant. What? You know Miranda? Well... No elaboration. He brushed it off with an actual brush through his hair, but Terry caught on to the implication and chimed in.
Randy, you recognize this guy? No one recognizes him with his hair like this.
She faltered in a similar way, unable to commit to denying, but not able to confirm either. You couldn't see the faces of your friends. They huddled together to discuss with Miranda in a way that gave you a clearer view of Baxter. He was demurely scrutinizing the reactions, tapping a finger against his cheek and gauging what to do next.
I didn't know it was Baxter because of the hair. Yeah, it seems like a lot of you didn't realize this would be Baxter, but he's on the cover. He's on the cover of this video.
What do we say? What do we say?
No one can recognize you if you're not wearing black and white. Oh, that's a good... Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. I do like 3. I think we should go with 3. I actually agree with you guys. We should go with 3. But, like, number 2 feels like one of those, like... kind of comebacks in a way. I don't know how to put it. It really feels like a soap opera kind of thing to say. Of like, he's only seeing these guys and then he hears you say this line that's like a little bit flirty or something, like something he recognizes, and have him be all shocked and be like, what? It's you? But no, I agree 3. We want to be petty, so it's 3, right? Has to be 3. Though I do like, you have got to be kidding me, not him. Anyway, I will choose 3.
Baxter's palms creaked against the tabletop. He abruptly stood, almost knocking over the chair.
Oh no, was he also the same way? Is he also down bad? Oh, we can make this work. We can make this work.
It was entirely out of place with the restaurant consonants you'd always known Baxter to maintain. Restrained. At his full height, he searched past the others and finally saw the last person attending this meeting. You. Baxter stared into your face, his breath deeply, unsteadily.
Oh no! Oh no, he was also down bad. Did he regret this? Did he regret this? Are we gonna break his heart into 1,000 pieces? This could work. This could really work. I can have fun with this. I can make this really dramatic. This will be fun. Alright, let's see how this goes. I did forget. If you put love, then he'll also be just as in love. That's how this game works. What you set your relationship as, the other one also feels the same. So if you were in love with him, he also will feel the same way. If he doesn't regret it now, he sure will 20 years after the wedding. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Do we be like the oh, we're too good for him now. We act like it or something. Okay, we can step forward. Stood rooted in place. Stepped forward, stepped back, or turn to leave. Oh, I gotta know. Hold on. I gotta know. If you turn to leave, does it just end it? I need to know.
I mean, you shouldn't turn to leave when you're planning a wedding and it's your friend's wedding. Okay, I get that you had a hard time with the wedding planner. You shouldn't turn to leave. But I just want to see how this is. Backflips into the sea. On impulse, he called out to you, but cut himself off before uttering a full sentence. That was a look he gave. The void was filled by someone with far fewer reservations. Rain, wait up! Where are you going? Where are you gonna go without us? We drove here.
Yeah, let us come too.
There wasn't a plan involved with your course of action, only the need to get away from him. They could come or they could stay. If you had to walk all the way back to the suburbs, you would. So that's not good. We're canceling this meeting, yeah? Jude and Scott also came along with the Great Migration from Baxter Ward, whispering quietly as they went, oh, they're gonna fire him. We can figure out something else. Oh no. Oh, is that guilt setting in? Being confronted by the man you were never meant to see again had smacked you so off guard you'd forgotten the entire situation. It was almost Jude and Scott's wedding, and he was the planner. If you couldn't be in the same room with Baxter, it might spoil what should be one of the best days of their lives. Sighing, you glanced over your shoulder. Everyone was watching, concerned and confused. If anything could make you feel worse than speaking to Baxter again, it was those frowning faces. I figured that the game wouldn't let you just walk out of this. Like, that would be too easy. I don't think walking away from this is the best course of action, but if it's going to bring us right back with no repercussions, then it's fine, I guess. You turned around. Sorry. Still unsure but willing to follow your lead, the gang shuffled closer to the chairs. Baxter remained standing on the opposite side of the table as everyone else. You and him were once more face to face.
This is truly an unexpected coincidence.
Is that what you're gonna say after you almost lost the clients here? Baxter, is that all you have to say right now? That line? Yeah, drink some water, bud. He had a lot of self-possession to look you in the eye so completely, or maybe he simply didn't care at all. Baxter was always shameless. With a placating smile plastered across his cheeks, Baxter ran his hands down the silky edges of his jacket to smooth it out, a familiar gesture for calming his nerves. I should explain. I imagine you don't remember, but my name is Baxter Ward. 5 years ago, I stayed in Sunset Bird for a summer vacation during a semester off in college. We spent a bit of time together then. By we, I mean the three of you, along with one another. Cove was his name, I believe. Miranda gasped. Why he knew her became clear in an instant. You were the bee-man? Yes, I was.
I apologize.
Now, in the hopes of starting off on the right foot, let me apologize for my younger self. I was incredibly rude in how we ultimately parted ways. That's what we're gonna say, huh? That's what we're gonna say? Alright, Baxter. Alright. Sure, you were incredibly rude, and that was it. Just in the way we parted ways. I understand the awkwardness entirely. Just know that I am open to any ideas of how to accommodate working together. I am fully committed to assuring that Mr. Eckert and Mr. Adam have a wonderful wedding. That is the only reason I'm here. You clocked that Baxter was doing immediately. He was placing distance, making this as impersonal as possible. Not a hint of warmth or familiarity could be seen in his sharp features. Even if he was apologizing for what he did, it was a professional courtesy. Baxter Ward had magically reappeared right in front of you after 5 years, and he was still completely unreachable. I got the timeline wrong. It was 5 years, not 4.
Huh.
It was certainly a revelation for the betrothed. Every person who had enlisted to help with the wedding were part of some past social group. Will there be a problem with this? Terry, Miranda, Rain? They attempted to prompt a response from all of you. The other normally happy couple in the group shared uneasy glances. It's not like Baxter did anything to me, but...
Is that all right?
Well, it's nice of you to say it, though. Their former friendship with Baxter had been tentative. Whether they could accept him or not came down to the one who'd vouched for him the most originally, and the one who had the hardest time being near him now. Oof, what do we say about this? Like, we can't say no. I don't think we can at all. Oh, 3 is so bitter. Number 3 is so bitter. I imagine Celine, the light fury at the restaurant, with his human friend. I could see that. 3, most people are voting 3. I can see why. I would choose 2 personally, but I think 3 is the best for the bitterness we're putting on. You're so phony. Whatever. I don't care. The palpable tension in the cramped space remained an unwanted 7th guest. You just couldn't be happy no matter how hard you tried to swallow your feelings. Luckily, Jude didn't require you to be cheery about the grave task you'd been forced to deal with. He recognized the sacrifice you were willing to make.
Does that work?
You're still available for what we need, Baxter? It's not too much. He's a great planner, if you were wondering, and the only one you're gonna get a week before the wedding. That was the crux of it. Baxter was the last hope for the event. He formally accepted the position in a hushed voice. Thank you for the praise. I would be glad to. Here. Baxter coolly moved the conversation along. The sooner the topic had nothing to do with his personal life, the better. I've got business cards for you. It has ways to contact me, email, phone, the usual. Baxter didn't attempt to pass them out directly. Instead, he delicately placed a stack of cards on the table. They were such a stark white, the fancy cloth they rested on looked dingy. Sleek black curvis was printed across the front. Very formal. I did not read it, I just went with it because it's bitter. Yeah, it is bitter. It definitely is bitter. Next, Baxter retrieved a sleek black phone from his pocket. Black and white cards and a black phone. It could be a coincidence. Those color choices normally expressed a lack of interest in displaying any personality, especially with businessmen. Yet a part of you wondered if it was a reference to the unique way he'd utilized those shades in the past. If possible, I could use your numbers. That will be useful for keeping everyone informed. There's a group chat for the wedding planning. I won't text you privately. You got it, boss. For the second time with Terry and the first for Miranda, numbers were exchanged with Baxter. Thank you. Alright. For the purposes of, I know chat doesn't want to be with him, but I'm moving this more into the romantic direction. I'm gonna take his number. Oh, 4 is bitter, though. Ooh, 4 is bitter. 4 is very, very bitter. Monica already choosing 4. Let's see. 4 is funny. It is very bitter, though. We'll go with 4. Everyone is saying 4. We'll go with 4. You quite effectively subverted his avoidance tactics with that. It was his job to make things easy, not yours, and you wanted to know, did he delete your contact? It remained a mystery because he refused to get into the weeds. Baxter's planner persona wouldn't crack again. Would you mind saying it anyway? That'd be for the best. Whew. Oh my god, we can be so bitter about this. I can't. Oh my god. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and just tell him the number. We'll just tell him the number. We'll be petty when we can, but we're being professional because this is a wedding and we don't want to make it miserable. I'm just going to share the number. That was fine. He tapped away at the screen as you listed off the sequence before returning the phone into his side jacket.
It's settled.
Thank you for your cooperation. It's settled. One final black and white object appeared from Baxter's pocket, his wallet, which held a green $10 bill, which he put next to his business cards. Please use this for my coffee. I'll take my leave. Closing his eyes, Jude ruffled the mop of curly hair. Sorry you can't stay. It's cool. No one mentioned why he wasn't a welcome figure at the dinner, at the dinner. Baxter smiled at this discretion. We've met. He tugged at the collar over that underestimate. Exchange numbers on the first official planning meeting. Wow, I can't speak today. I'm gonna take a drink real fast. Take a little drink real fast to make sure that I can keep up with everything. Oh, let's hope I don't die. Let's see. Have to clean? Good luck! How dare Baxter move on from us and do something with his life instead of wallowing in the past like us? Hey, we also have our own healthcare business out of our home while we wallow, so we've also moved on. We can look so professional in the fact that we haven't moved on. He eats a microwave at Baxter. Well, you can't eat a microwave. We're not in the back. Exchange numbers and the first official planning meeting was arranged before the others arrived. I'll leave you to catch up and discuss next steps on your own terms. I will see some, or perhaps all of you soon.
Take care.
Have a nice evening. After a polite incline of his head, Baxter slipped out of the corner through a gap of the crowd. In only a matter of seconds, he was gone. Again. You almost could have believed you'd hallucinated the entire encounter. The floral scent that lingered behind was in your mind. The money could have come from anywhere. Maybe Mr. Holden had been nearby. That was easier to wrap your head around than the actual reality, except for the piece of undeniable proof he'd left his business cards. As it said printed in ink, Baxter Ward, wedding planner, was a real entity. Miranda and Terry both took one each, for future reference or idle curiosity. You'd eventually deleted his number. No, we'll keep it saved. We kept it saved. We never moved on, so we kept it saved. Did he have a new number these days? You peered down at the little piece of cardstock. Oh my god, number one. Oh, we're down bad for number one. Number one is down so bad. Alright. You took the card to check the number. It would be rude not to take it. Take what he gave, so you did. No, we need to take the card because, again, this is a wedding. Don't make it about yourself. This is a wedding. Don't make it about yourself. Oh, number one. You're choosing number one? Alright, desperate it is. Your friends remained solemnly silent. You must have had a lot on your mind, and they were right. However, Scott had his own way of being well-meaning, a much louder way. I knew it was too good to be true to find someone who'd do this on such short notice. It was odd in my opinion. Did he bully you as a teenager? It's okay to say so. The wedding planner that bullied you. Oh, that could be a rom-com. Oh, that could be a rom-com in the making, actually. The wedding planner that bullied you. It's like your childhood bully that, like, actually had a crush on you or something. Hold on, I can make a whole plan right here. Oh my gosh. Of all the conclusions Scott could have come to, that was an option you hadn't been prepared for. Neither was anyone else. Terry snorted at the concept of Baxter being a bully. He clapped his hands over his face, the business card covering one eye. This was serious, and he couldn't be laughing. Terry and Miranda remembered how Baxter dumped you after one season and never talked to any of you again. And they knew how you felt about that. They were there. They saw what you went through in his wake firsthand. But Jude and Scott clearly didn't grasp the circumstances. Randy could keep things private. Let's see. You found what? Live jam? Interesting. I'm done cleaning. Nice, nice. Hope it all went well. Let's see. You tell them now, be a good story. There was no avoiding the awkward conversation at this point. I want to say it. I want to get it out in the air. I kind of want to say it. Like, I know I just said don't make it about yourself. But, like, they're curious. It happened. It's awkward. You might as well just tell them. So I'm gonna say let's say it. Let's tell them what happened. He wasn't my bully. He's my ex. Baxter dumped me. I dated him one summer, and then we kept contact. We dated until Baxter ended it, but he's not anything to me anymore. I cared about Baxter, but we broke up with me. He refused to even speak again. I think 4 is more in line. No, repress and bury it. We're not doing that! I have spoken. Let's see. I think 4, actually. 3. No, I'm not doing 3. He means something to us. Clearly he means something to us. I don't want to do 3. I want it to sound bitter, like, I can't believe he'd do this to me kind of thing. So I think I'm gonna go with 4. I'll let you guys have more of an input here in a little bit. Trust me, it's a long story. But I'm kind of setting things up right now. I'm setting things up. Alright, I'm gonna go with 4. That's what he meant by being incredibly rude. He dropped you.
I'm sorry.
Rain, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be treated like that. Thank you. They were great guys. It was reassuring to know that they were on your side, and it made you glad you could be there, that you could be there for them too. Jude and Scott deserve the best wedding physically possible. Those mixed up thoughts on Baxter and the past interactions and the present circumstances brought one particular memory to the surface of your mind. You couldn't forget it. The scathing line he'd fed to you as part of his realization for shutting you out cold. Let's see. You admitted how Baxter thought their relationship wouldn't last? Oh my god! No! No! Oh my god! No, you wouldn't! Oh my god! I am just realizing this now. Oh my god! Tell them that their wedding planner told them, or like told you that he believed that their relationship wouldn't last. Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't believe... Oh, we gotta do it. We gotta say it. We gotta say it! I'm too curious. And what happens if you say it? Something kind of happened when Baxter was saying things were done between us. He kept talking about how it wouldn't be possible. And I mentioned the two of you as an example of a long-distance relationship that worked. That's nice.
You didn't have to do that.
Oh. The sweethearts tittered, entirely unaware of where this was going. Miranda and Terry, who could also hear the conversation, watched on delighted. It increased the awkwardness tenfold, but you'd committed to being open, so... Baxter brushed it off and said it didn't matter because your relationship was probably going to end anyway. Their smiles dropped immediately. Oh no, I can't believe we're doing this. I can't believe we're doing this. This is toxic. This is so toxic. We can't get Baxter fired, right? We can't actually get Baxter fired, right? That's not something that can't happen, right? That can't... We can try? Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you think he'd still take us if we try to get him fired? Do you think he'll still take us if we try to get him fired? Their smiles dropped immediately, all four of them. What replaced joy varied from shock and horror to justified frustration. The hell, dude? Scott pushed a couple fingers under his thick frames to massage his eyes, sighing the entire time. It's not great knowing he thought we were going to break up, but this means we proved him wrong. That's sort of cool. Jude could only snort at the extremely generous takeaway his fiancée got from that news. Baxter might have annoyed him, but Scott was too charming to remain angry. We won. Dude didn't even know we were playing. We were playing. And we didn't even know we were playing. You did! You guys won!
Wow.
Nice work, partner. Seeing those two as happy together as ever was a relief, though you'd always known this wouldn't get in their way. Of all the many things Baxter was wrong about, Jude and Scott were one of the best. We should focus on the wedding, though. What happened in the past doesn't mean you have to put your plans aside. Though you're certainly trying to ruin someone's life from their past experience, aren't you, Rain? Aren't you? They're taking that very well. Oh my god, they are. Have you saved it all? It's been a minute, but I'm not the most worried. You're sure? Yeah, I'm here to help. Just let me know how. He hesitated. Jude put a hand on his shoulder, and Scott was able to accept your words.
You're sure?
Then that's what we'll do. So before you made it, me, Jude, and Baxter decided to meet up tomorrow morning. We have an appointment at his office all penciled in. I'd like you to be there too if you can. Tomorrow morning. Did you hear that right? Sorry to spring it up on you like this. Jude tagged onto that with a shrug. We don't have time to lose. Baxter said we ought to start on it as soon as we can. It was Baxter's idea. Baxter wanted to have a meeting before noon. How would this go? You had to wonder, but wondering last time you tried to do something early with Baxter appeared clear as a morning sky in your mind's eye. Of course, that was a long time ago. The toxicity has me more dialed in than I have been in previous Our Life streams I've attended. Yeah, no, we can be really petty in this stream, it turns out.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be there. Aye, aye. Right, that's fine with me. This was a special moment to people who mattered to you. It was a point of pride to be one small part of it. And then Miranda kindly pointed out how this get-together was in a restaurant and it could be used for its intended purpose. It was a much appreciated suggestion. You spent a few minutes focused entirely on which delicious meal to have. No stakes, no pressure. The waiter returned. Each person put in a request for dinner, and that was it. Menus were taken away, and you only needed to wait. In the relative privacy of a back corner table, Terry solidly dropped his fist onto the table as if calling a meeting. Baxter wasn't wearing black and white. I never thought I'd see the day.
Wow.
And Baxter is a wedding planner. Miranda blurted out her own non sequitur with equal amusement. Let's see. It makes sense he ended up as an event planner. It doesn't look right in other colors. It's so wrong. I wouldn't have guessed that considering his own way of managing relationships. Oh my god! Oh my god, you can be so petty! Okay, everyone's saying 3. Alright. 3 it is. Damn, a grown man would have dropped dead in this restaurant if you said that 5 minutes ago. True. He got a playful nudge on the shoulder, courtesy of his girlfriend. Well, anyway, I'm so happy it's almost your wedding. Starting shy and building up more cheer, Miranda attempted to express her happiness for her big brothers and his soon-to-be husband.
So great.
It's so great.
Thanks.
Thanks, Randy. Oh, thank you, Miranda.
Agreed.
That's right. This is the time to celebrate. Congrats, my man and other man.
Even though the final destination was many trials away, it was still shining on the horizon. You'd make it there. You were certain of that.
Everyone wants me to be petty. Oh my god. All right. Let's see.
Congratulations again. The conversation was above with excitement for the event to come. For now, anything sounded possible. Food soon arrived and the topic switched again. You caught up on how things were going with each other overall, how the trip went, and all things besides the opaque man who had left early. Being surrounded by friends was exactly what you needed, even if you never could have guessed why when you first got back. When the meal was over, goodbyes were exchanged. Terry and Miranda had to go back to their apartment, while Jude and Scott were going to take you to their house. The party planning committee broke into two teams. After Terry was talked out of giving special code names to the groups, with the promise of reuniting early the next day.
Why couldn't we get code names? Wait a second, why couldn't we get code names? I would love code names. Code names would be great. Can I be Agent Fish? I want to be Agent Fish. For no reason in particular, I want to be Agent Fish.
Tomorrow morning, the work would officially begin. At the house, your host gave you space to finish sorting your things, as a pretense anyway. In reality, you had sensitive feelings to sort through. You tugged clothes from the suitcase in a total haze. It was dark outside, and indoors the artificial lighting blurred around the corners of your eyes. Eventually, your phone lit up repeatedly. Plucking it off the side table where it had been charging, you checked to see what came in. It was the Promise group chat. Baxter had messaged you, but also Miranda and Terry. Jude and Scott could see it as well, of course. They were the original members.
Hello, welcome to the planning chat all. This is Baxter. Thank you again for assisting with the wedding prep. Our first meeting is tomorrow at 9 a.m. You can call or text if anything comes up, or if that appointment isn't possible. See you soon.
Oh, he's actually up in the morning. He really couldn't do that at all back in the previous chapters.
Okay, but now we need to sabotage the wedding to put the focus on us getting together with Baxter. Do you think we can get him to propose at the wedding? No, absolutely not. By the way, no, I draw the line at somewhere. Petty is one thing. Don't ruin some guy's wedding. Don't do that.
The short stream of text ended with a copy-paste of the exact address for his office. It was as pleasantly detached as you'd expect from a stranger you'd met briefly, once in the context of him providing a service for monetary compensation. Too bad that wasn't the relationship you had. It could be ignored, but not erased. You hadn't even tried. You'd kept his number, and after all this time, it had appeared again. Baxter's contact hadn't changed. It was the exact same one you'd gotten in the summer of 2016. You still had a history together. Your fingers began to move before your conscious mind caught up with what was happening. You opened the old logs. The last time Baxter had texted you personally was 5 years ago. Seeing the most recent message was bittersweet. It was during that absolutely unexpected trip to the mountains he had let you join in on. I'm downstairs, the final line he had sent. That had been quite the night. Baxter had snuck out on the lobby and let you share in a private moment. For a time, it was as if you and him were the only two people in the world. You'd felt like you'd seen who he really was in the light of the fireplace.
Let's see. Girl, why did you not delete those messages? We're longing. We're down bad. At the beginning of this, we could put our feelings for him, and we put that we were in love with him still. Like, not just a crush, we were in love with him when we were at crush before, which means in the 5 years that this passed, we have been longing for this guy.
and our feelings for him grew stronger. MZ is a coward. Absolutely 3. Getting to speak with him hasn't changed anything. You were as mad as ever. All right. Number 3 it is. Oh, what was number 2? I wasn't reading. It was so infuriating because the truth was you still wanted to be with Baxter. Actually, this could actually be important. We're making this super dramatic, right? We're making this super dramatic. We're supposed to be, like, in love with Baxter still. So sometimes this game has sneaky ways of making the romantic options stuff like this, where you have to say your feelings here, or else you won't get the options later on. So this could actually be really important. We could be so mad that we want to get back together with Baxter, and we're mad at those feelings. So, like, it could be a thing. It could be a thing. And then we can be even more petty about it. Like, it makes us so mad that we're even more petty than before. But 2 people have already voted 3. I will give that to you guys. 2 people have already voted 3. Yes, as toxic as possible for romance, unlike the rest of chat that want to drag this out forever for more Baxter time. I know, right? I thought everyone would be with me and try to make this as toxic as possible, but no, everyone wants to be like, oh no, we're just mad at him and nothing else. Where's my toxic relationship people at? I thought you were with me for this. Okay, alright. Most people do not see our vision, however, and are trying to go with number 3. And I am trying to mostly go with what the majority is saying. And my vote's not counting in this. So it's going to be 3. I alone must fly the red flags. It's you alone. It's you alone, Josh. Space hasn't joined us yet, and I don't know if she will. So, she's also not here to help. So 3 it is. So, we're as mad as ever. You let out a long, slow breath and dropped the phone. It was impossible to get away from the black and white boy in your memories, or the person who currently existed. An appointment was set to see him in less than 12 hours. He was gone, and he was there. Baxter Ward was simply an inexplorable part of your life. Let's see. Alright, we can call her Big Sister. We can call Cove. We can call Derek. Or we can stop. What do you guys think? Do we call the guy we're living with currently, which is also funny? Do we call the guy we're living with currently? Do we call our sister? 4 is no fun. What do you want with 4? That's no fun at all. We have to have everyone against him. Get out of here with 4, Monica. Stop that. Be fun. Live a little. Spread the drama. We gotta spread the drama to everyone. Be like, you wouldn't believe who showed up. 1, call Liz and tell her what happened. Okay, we have 1 for 1. 1 for 4. The most boring answer as possible. Alright. I suppose we'll do 1. We'll do 1. From an entirely abandoned contact to one of your most frequently used numbers, you hit Liz's name on your phone. Big sisters were made for moments like these. There was plenty to think about to pass the seconds as the dial tone played. She wouldn't be attending the wedding. Miranda was your friend, only an acquaintance of hers, and she'd never met Jude or Scott in person. Liz had no idea what was going on over here and never would unless you said so. And so, you would. Your screen changed, she answered. I just read the, petition to ignore the boring, mature, responsible answers from chat. Unfortunately, I did say we're not ignoring anyone in chat when I started this series. I have to listen to every one of you, even if I disagree with them. I just meant to not interact with people. No, we gotta spread the drama. We gotta be petty. Come on, we gotta at least be a little petty. Okay, but I will take the mature responses if that's the majority response. But it was tied this time, so I can be a tiebreaker. I'm only allowed to jut in when it's tie-breaking now. I have to officially step to the side. I'm a bit distracted, so I might not be able to respond to every vote, so just auto put me down for the biggest petty or trauma choice. Oh, that could be multiple options here. Alright. Your screen changed, she answered.
Hey.
Hey, sis. What a sound for sore ears, even if she came right out the gate with teasing you. You survived your journey. That's good to know. She laughed, and you could easily imagine her tossing her head back. Well, how's it going? That pleasantry was a more complicated question than she knew. It was going, that was for sure. But you got straight to the core point. Jude and Scott, the couple I'm helping, hired a wedding planner. It's Baxter Ward. You expressed as much of your fraught emotions as possible into the strained statement. Her answer was a single flat word. Who? Your sister not knowing who it is. Just like, who are you talking about right now? Let's see. The Victorian emo boy, Pepe Le Pew, you know? Perfect. It has to be this one.
Really?
That weirdo? He's a wedding planner now? Yes. She processed this over a silent minute and concluded it was acceptable. Well, I guess who else would want to spend their time absorbed in the fanciest of life events than a guy who acted like every day was a grand ball? Are you gonna be okay? It's been a long time, but there's no deadline for getting over clowns like him. Or would it be more appropriate to say mimes, because of the black and white look? A snort shot out of your face. You knew calling her was a good idea. Thanks. I think I'll be fine. But he wasn't wearing black and white. All right. I now regret not getting an invitation to that wedding. I ought to be there for this. It would have been nice to have you around. Yes, it would. You two siblings spent more time chatting, but eventually had to wrap things up. You had an early morning on the horizon. After a playful bye little sister, Liz ended the call. You placed the phone down for good. It had been tempting to make another call, but you needed to get into bed. Rest was the priority. It had been an eventful enough day already. You finished your trip there. You came face to face with Baxter Ward after 5 years, and the real work hadn't even started yet. At 8:45 the next morning, the wedding team of 5 crowded into Baxter's office, and crowded was the word. The first challenge your team faced was where exactly to sit. A single fox leather couch was scattered office chairs that went with desks were the available options. This space was not made for a crew of people, but considering it normally hosted couples, you couldn't complain. Scott, Jude, and Miranda sat in a row, snug on the couch like peas in a pod. Randy's legs were crossed over the cushions, so there was room for Terry on the ottoman. We can sit on the armrest, we can stand. Stole one of the desk chairs and placed it by the couch. What are we sitting on? Gently holds on Fishgy plushie. Fishgy would make a good plushie, wouldn't she? She has that marketable plushie look. Liz needs drama to live. We're just providing a valuable service. It is true. It is true. Liz is living for the drama. Good for her. Yeah, she loves it. She loves this kind of thing. Always has, always will. That's the big sis for you. Alright, I'm voting armchair. Sitting on the armrest. We should sit on the armrest. The edges cut into your butt. Not a great start. The planner hadn't been there to see the groggy game of musical chairs. You were still waiting for him even then. Scott stared at the time on his phone, flinching at every minute closer to 9. Jude squished against him and rubbed his fiancé's back. As welcoming as the two had been, almost walking on eggshells to make sure nothing felt troubling, you were still aware how tight the deadline was. They had to be feeling the pressure. Let's see. Also, what about my spare I used in the April Fool's vid? The what now? The spare what? The what now? Huh? What? Huh? What? What about that? I spared Fishty, Angie? Oh, yeah, I ignored that and tried to end her anyways, but I don't think that worked at all. Because she's been standing over my bed every night with an axe trying to murder me because somehow you guys kept telling her that she should overthrow me. Thanks for that, by the way. So now she's like my sleep paralysis demon or something. Thank you for that, by the way. Anyways. Then when the clock struck 9, there was a knock on the door. Confused glances ebbed from Miranda's end of the couch down to your side, each person wondering if everybody else heard that. Who's there? The door swung open in response. Good morning, everyone. There he was, shoes shiny, suit fresh pressed, hair swooped just so with not a strand out of place, grin granite sharp. He looked even more self-possessed than at the restaurant. What do you want? He took extra steps since he knew we were going to be there. Obviously, this Baxter ward was perfectly capable of functioning before noon. The openly grand way of speaking, the difficulty with mornings, the monochrome style, the desire to befriend everyone he met, none of his most recognizable characteristics seemed to have lasted. It's as if he wasn't even him. Hey. Sup? Good morning. Yeah, hi. Hello, thank you for coming. Scott scrambled to hide his phone with one hand and used the other to keep from losing his glasses in the haste. And something happened. Baxter's smile curved playfully and his eyes narrowed. You blinked rapidly, almost expecting white streaks to materialize in his hair. This is my office. There's few other places I could go. Well, that attitude was familiar at least. I'm thinking. You know, I'm making predictions here because I haven't read this before. And I know that Baxter's mood to us is supposed to reflect our mood to him. So pressing love would also mean that Baxter is in love with us as well. However, I'm curious about something. Do you guys think Baxter never got over us? Do you guys think that Baxter is just as down bad for us as we are for him? And I think I'm gonna make this another vote. This will be a long-term vote. So I'm gonna... Hello, sushi on pizza, welcome in. Sushi on pizza, that's interesting. How does that taste? I'm gonna make this a poll. So, once again, if you guys are willing to tell me your answers, 1 in the chat if you vote yes, and 2 in the chat if you vote no, do you think Baxter... how do I want to word this? Has been down bad for us? Should I word it as longing or down bad? We'll do down bad. Alright, let me just finish this up. Alright, here is the poll. You guys can let me know what you voted for. 1 if yes, 2 if no. Explain your reasoning. Have fun. Remember, you're betting with your lives. So if you're wrong, you're executed. I'm terribly sorry. Have fun. Vote away. Let's see here. Did I read this already? Yes, I did. Flawlessly poised, Baxter strode to the other half of the room and took a seat in the rolling office chair opposite the couch. I don't feel like getting executed again. It's fine! Take a chance. It'll be fun. It'll be fun, alright? You might not get executed. It's like 50-50, right? Have fun. He used the tips of his feet to smoothly twist the chair's position so that it faced the group completely. Now, we know why we're here. I believe we should begin. Nods and low murmurs of agreements followed. Until the entire room started from a sudden shout, Terry smacked himself against the side of his head. Oh, wait! All eyes were on him. Terry beamed, keeping his attention squarely on Baxter. I have no context, I guess it's a true gamble. Go for it! Go for it. The context is, we dated this guy, and he broke up with us one summer, and now 5 years, he's back. And he's the wedding planner for our friend's wedding. And we never got over him, and we're trying to make this as toxic as possible, apparently. Well, one person is trying to make this as toxic as possible, and I think that's fun. But the rest of chat seems to be taking the mature options whenever they can. We'll see. 5 whole years, wow. Yep, that's 5 whole years of longing for this guy. And apparently we fell even more in love with him in our longing. We're definitely stable about this. Is none of the above an option? No, must choose. I have a taser behind you. I'll shock you. I'll shock you if you don't. This is a threat. I'll shock you. Since you've missed everything, I gotta tell you that I'm a guy. Of course, I understand. Thank you for talking about that with me. Cool. He sprung forward on the footstool. And I use a Y in Terry, not an I. Then Terry settled down from the second rapid interjection. He rolled a hand through the air as if to say, carry on. I will remember that. Baxter retrieved a notepad and pen from his inner jacket pocket. Yandere moment. It is a very yandere thing, isn't it? I suppose. It's healthy, very healthy. So very healthy and normal. Let's see. So normally, I'd love to hear as much about you two as you're willing to share. However, I'm aware we have a schedule to keep. I'll stick to what's most relevant to the task at hand. I will still need to ask many questions. You'll need to bear with me. It's important to have all the specifics and make certain we're on the same page. I'd never want to simply assume to know what you want. Instead, I want you to say for yourselves what your hopes and plans and ideas are. I get what you mean. We've made that mistake before. Scott messed with his ponytail. He chuckled at some private thought. It perked Baxter's smile. There was an interest beyond mere polite attention. Oh? The little hint to continue didn't go unheard. Scott was just that kind of person. If there was an opening to talk, he would fill it. Gladly. Depends on if they like yanderes or not. Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe Baxter likes yanderes. I don't know. He does seem keen to leave people.
The thing is...
He ended like all of his relationships, I think. The thing is, when we were still long distance, actually starting from before we were even dating, I'd always go on about getting my nose pierced. At least once a year ever since I knew him, I'd talk it up to Jude how this time I was actually gonna do it. Eventually, Jude stopped being convinced that I was going to do it on my own. He told me if I did seriously get one, he'd do it too, and then we could match. Huh. How much deeper would the sea be without sea sponges? That's an interesting question.
Huh. Fascinating. I've never thought of such a thing. I don't know if I have an answer to that. But I like that question. Hold on. Could I'm gonna ask my trusted friend and advisor, Google. I'm gonna ask. Let's see. How much deeper would the sea be without... Apparently this is a regular question. Let's see. Has someone calculated this before? The ocean would be just as deep as the answer. That's the boring answer. That answer is boring. I want like some other like hyper intelligent answer that does like all this math only to say it's the same. I want that answer. Someone said it'd be shallower. 'Cause they take up space. That's an interesting answer. I like that answer more. Their cells inflate the water. But the water isn't compressed. That's an interesting answer. I haven't thought about that one before. That's not true. What's your answer? I want to hear it. I would like to hear it. Hold on, this one's from 3 years ago. What does it say? Yeah, this person's also saying the ocean would be shallower without sponges. It would be shallower because of all that. That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. That's interesting. I don't often think about sea sponges. This has been enlightening. This has been very enlightening. I do love sea sponges, but I haven't thought about them in quite a while. I don't usually see them where I'm at. So that was interesting. Thank you for that thought experiment. No, I'd simply explode. Fair, that is fair. If I had to do math at all, I would definitely explode. Alright. Where were we? Did I read this? Did I read it? Yes. Well, I did, and he did. Separately in other states, and you can see for yourself. We had different ideas of what getting a gold nose ring meant. Oh, I guess they do have that if I squint. I had to really squint to see that, though. Yep, it was just as plain as the noses on their face. Jude had a gold horseshoe in his septum. Meanwhile, Scott had 2 golden hoops in the nostril. And now we have almost matching nose rings. Scott clapped his palms against his knee, ending the tale on that note. Jude's bellowing laugh followed immediately.
Good.
I like our almost matching nose rings. You don't think of sea sponges daily? I think of fish daily. But you're right, I don't think of sea sponges daily. I should think of them a lot more. I think of fish a lot, though. I constantly think of fish. Fish are good. I like to eat fish. But I'm surrounded by them, too. Fish make good friends as well. What the heck is happening? Well, where do I start? How do you feel about sea sponges? We'll start on that topic, Ruin. We'll start there. How do you feel about sea sponges? We can work up after that. I was the only one that voted that he got over it. We're not ending the vote until we're not ending the vote anytime soon until we get an actual answer. Angie, my your what is not allowed here? Your what? Your huh? Cool animals? Are sea sponges animals? They're living, I think. Right? They're living? I'm pretty sure they're living. They've always just been sponges to me, so like, but coral is living, so I'm pretty sure they're living.
spoiler shield, aka preventing spoilers in my own way. Yeah, you're not allowed to say spoilers on here. The mods will bite you. They grow teeth and bite. It's very serious. You shouldn't be near them when that happens, so I recommend you don't spoil anything or get close. And hey, now we've got real matching rings. Aw, that's cute. Can I request an Oliver? Yes, you can! Here, hold on, let me bring one up. Let me bring up an Oliver. Let's see here. No, not that one. Or that one. Ooh, definitely not that one. Oh, this one's fine. Oh, this one's big! Oh, this Oliver is hefty! Hold on, I'm gonna shrink this Oliver. I forgot we had a huge Oliver here! Oliver gets to be normal size. There he is! There he is. Oliver's on my head now. Hi from Okinawa. Oh, cool! Your stream starts at 5 a.m. here. Oh my god! Happy early morning! Giant kitty! Yes, very, very big kitty. People can request Olivers in multiple ways, and one of them is gigantic. Oh. I can't unsee Baxter as someone we met before. I mean, we did meet him before. I was going to say explode all the Olivers, but I'm not Josh, so I won't. Yeah, that is a very Josh-like thing, isn't it? Josh has done that a number of times now. Alright, I just heard Oliver shout out from from behind the door. Oliver is not happy I closed the door on him today. I'm sorry, Oliver. I'll come out and feed you after this. He flexed his left hand, showing off the distinct black band. The two men had identical engagement rings. Unable to resist the temptation, Scott filled Jude's open hand with his own. Jude clasped him back. They were a delightful couple. Even a pro like Baxter could see it. That is absolutely charming. Not to mention a good reminder that even if something doesn't go exactly as planned, that does not mean it's all bad. Great idea, Ruin. After you fulfill that Oliver request, can you explode all Olivers, Angie? Oh no. Oh god. Olivers, I'm sorry, but I guess someone requested it, so it had to be done. So, say goodbye, everyone, for it's time. That's one Oliver. That's two Olivers. And that's three. And lastly, that's fourth. Everyone mourn for the Olivers that have fallen this day. Everyone mourn. We knew him. We knew him plenty. And we cannot have him back unless someone else requests it. And we cannot have him back. What a sad day. Fool, Angie, I request to bring all Olivers back. Oh, well, in that case, there's one Oliver. Anyways, which ones were the other Olivers? I don't have this organized. There's two. Nope, that's a green Oliver. There's two. Nope, that's one over there. There's... Yeah, that was one. Two Olivers. There's three Olivers. And there is the fourth one. Perfectly restored. No more mourning. Mourning's over. Everyone's fine. Get back to work. Can you unexplode all Olivers that got exploded? Yeah, MZ clearly requested that. MZ clearly requested that. So, Ruin, you technically still have a request. I'm still gonna riot. Aw. Nothing we can do about that, I suppose. Have fun. Please move the Olivers so you suffocate. Wait a second. Please move the Olivers so you suffocate? But I'm already suffocating. They're covering my gills. Isn't it counterintuitive to move the Olivers? I'm clearly already suffocating. My gills are covered. If you forget what you look like, look into a mirror. If the mirror doesn't look back, it's a window. That's some pretty solid advice. I meant so you don't suffocate.
Oh, I see. One of my chatters actually wants me to live? This is new. Alright. I will move this Oliver down here. He's just upside down. He's upside down over the quit button so you guys can't leave me. And we'll move this Oliver down here, staring at the fish that he wants to eat. Alright. Moving on. Justice for Fish G. You guys still on to that sleep paralysis demon? What did Fish G do that I haven't done already for you guys, huh? What made Fish G so great for you guys? Alright, Fish G was a joke. She was an April Fool's Day joke. She imploded, or should have imploded. She should have imploded. She somehow became the sleep paralysis demon from my nightmares. But what did she do? Is she still pregnant? What the hell did you do to Fish G? Hold on a second. What do you mean by that, Ruin? She was your child and you imploded her? I did not give birth to that thing. That's fake news. Alright, everyone can gain up on Ruin for a little bit. I'm gonna keep reading.
Not to mention a good reminder that even if someone doesn't go exactly as planned, that does not mean it's all bad. But of course, I'll do what I can to make the day everything you're dreaming of. He clicked the pen out. To start off, have we thought of possible surnames? Are either of you going to take the others use hyphenation, not make any changes, or so on? Yeah, I'm gonna have Scott's last name, Adam. Mr. and Mr. Adam, it is. Baxter quietly vocalized the official name while jotting down his first note of the session.
It was April Fool's joke, okay. But she was dumb as Angie and believed she was pregnant. What do you mean dumb as Angie? Hold on a second, what do you mean dumb as Angie? That thing is clearly dumber than I was. Hold on, shut up before I give Fish G a gun. Don't give that thing a gun. Why would you give that thing a gun? She already has an axe. I don't know how she got the axe. Look, that thing is terrifying. That thing is terrifying, and I think that we should not give it power, okay? So maybe if we all just collectively stop thinking about that thing, she'll go away and stop standing at the edge of my bed ready to kill me because some chatters decided to tell her to overthrow me. Gives Fish G a gun. Go, do a crime. Don't do that. Do not. Oh, Monica, you look different for some reason. I have turned into a marketable figure. Ah, I see. That's why. That's why. Makes sense. I will give Fish G the Infinity Gauntlet. That seems like a worse idea. In fact, that seems like a worse idea. Did the text just change? Wait a second. Did the text just change? Why? I didn't press anything. Why did the text change? Oh my god, is she here with us?
And what do you have finished already? Venue and food, and my cousin is a photographer, so that's covered. It's a caterer, that's what we have. There's no wedding cake or any desserts, actually. Not that we need it. Who's gonna starve without a cake? Cove Holden, thank goodness he wasn't there to listen to such blasphemy.
I want a cake. I just, like, I get you don't need one, but I would like a cake. Cake sounds good. I want a cake now. There's not really a bakery near me. Soup! Soup is good, too. I would go with that.
Almost nothing is technically needed to be married legally, but if we can have it, why shouldn't we?
Money. That's the main thing. Money is, weddings are expensive.
Sure, if there's any time. They went back and forth, trading comments and remembering points the other hadn't, huddled close to the couch. It was like watching a meeting between two kings and their semi-villainous advisor. Unfortunately, in the moment, it was comparable to kings coming from different countries rather than one ruling together. Their approaches were not the same. The final guest list is done, invitations were already sent. And we've got speakers for music. There's no live band or DJ, just a playlist, and the ceremony and reception take place in one room. We have a runner and podium for the ceremony. The location comes with chairs and tables, but there aren't a lot of decorations done. Leaning close and listening close, Baxter pressed 2 fingers into his chin. Do you know what you will be wearing? Scott's face ping-ponged between his planner and fiancé. He stalled. You don't have the suits yet? That seems like an actual thing that you'd want to have done for a wedding. That seems like it would be pretty important. You guys have something, right? Some sort of formal wear? Okay, we can plan this. Don't worry, we can plan this. We've got suits. Okay, we have them. Oh my god. I was about to be stressed with Baxter.
It's not great.
Suits we already own, he means. It's nothing special. We haven't bought or rented anything for the wedding. But what we have would work if there's no other way. I see. Baxter himself paused there, considering. A picture was beginning to form in his mind. Are there any traditions or extra touches you'd like to include in either the ceremony or reception? I don't know. 5 minutes in, and Scott was already sighing. He pressed his glasses higher on his face. If you couldn't tell, we haven't gotten far enough to consider anything extra. We're short on major parts still. The office chair creaked as Baxter rested against it. The gesture was disarming, physically pulling back from the non-stop questioning. I've been informed I hate Baxter. Ah, I see. You're with the majority of the chat then. So you're just going to be like everyone else, huh? Not going to fight against the grain, just going to blindly follow everyone else? That's fair. That's fair. I can't blame you for that. I can't blame you for choosing that option. He is easy to dislike. Just wait until they reveal their budget is $5 in a pack of ketchup they found at McDonald's parking lot. Oh god. You know, Baxter said he didn't think these two would last, and looking at them, he was right. Well, not all of us can be good at planning. Not all of us can be great at that. I'm a great informant. I see. Monica's the one feeding all of this to you. First, let me say what we've already taken care of is commendable. My job is going to be far easier. Never give up unless you entered the international giving up competition. That's right. How would you win? How would you win the giving up competition? Is it like a first come first serve thing? Do you just not show up? Do you even should you enter the giving up competition? I mean, why bother? Right? Because you're giving up. What? How? Hold on. This is something I need to think about. You'd give up before even attending. Like, that's true, but should you even send in if you're entering a giving up competition, shouldn't you not even enter? But then how would they know that you've entered the giving up competition? Maybe your friends enter for you. Like, you have to have someone else enter for you? Because you've already given up, obviously. So then maybe you have to have a friend of a friend enter for you. It's like a chain of people believing in you and then giving up. And like on the 50th, that's when you win. That's when you win. I've had 50-50 relationship with Baxter. I mostly hate him, but bro looks like Yasad. And I think that's funny. I've never considered it before. Oh my god. Oh my god. You'd apply them, give up directly afterwards. True, but that's the basic way. Wouldn't everyone else already do that? You gotta think ahead. You gotta take the initiative. Give up before you even enter and have someone enter for you. That's what it is. You know who should give up? Baxter? He's not even trying yet. First, let me say what you've already taken care of is commendable. My job is going to be far easier. Jude and Scott were absolutely flattered someone in Baxter's position had good things to say about the situation. With how much they'd put into their big day, getting some positive feedback must have been a real treat. They smiled shyly to one another. I'd like you to get me in contact with the venue and caterer when you can. I'll put you in the group chat. Excellent. He had gotten this meeting off on the right foot, intentionally so. Baxter pivoted to make his next move.
It's doable.
Second, there should be space to finish multiple tasks with the time we have and the amount of people who can assist. So let's prioritize and delegate. Desserts and decorations are foremost. Then, only if there's room, would anything else be done. Possibly selecting new clothing for the occasion. Is that what I'm hearing? Yes. Sure. Throughout the extended interview, you, Terry, and Miranda had been silent. Scott and Jude might very well have forgotten you were in the room. At that point, your job was to listen. You'd only act once the decision was ready to be put in action. But watching Baxter work as a professional planner was a surreal experience. He seriously did look like he knew what he was doing. He was asked the right questions reading the room. Baxter's skills had grown considerably since helping with Miranda's birthday party. We're all censoring Baxter in chat, huh? On my way to get toasted by the mods because I mentioned Yasad. Not that you mentioned Yasad, but mentioning he looked like Baxter, I think, is what's about to get you. Have someone else sign up and then you don't show up? Yeah, exactly. That's what you do. Now you're thinking on the same wavelength. Let's see. Hold on. I'm reading chat a bit, trying to actually read chat before I just start saying things out loud. Actually, no need to apply in any order to give up, because if you don't believe in yourself in the first place, then you haven't actually given up. True! True, you shouldn't apply yourself at all. Just give up entirely. Just lay in bed, you know, staring at the ceiling. You don't have to even breathe. Just give up. Don't do that, by the way. Don't listen to this advice. Yesterday, my aunt told me in Japanese, it's okay not to force yourself. Leaned in for the motivational pose, and in perfect English said, give up, with a thumbs up and a smile. That's incredible. That's incredible. I can't read? Fair. Aren't you a Project Moon fan, Monica? That's fair from what I've learned. From what I've learned from you guys. Also, Angie, I thought of that the other way around. Baxter looks like Yasad, but Yasad doesn't look like Baxter in any way. I can kind of get what you mean by that. I can get what you mean by that. No, that makes sense. Alright, have I read this? I don't think so. We've already got stuff we're working on at our place. We're making guest favors. No clue where'd we get a cake.
It's true.
Me neither. I tried, but how do I know if they're any good at it? Who orders a wedding cake before their wedding? A lot of people, actually. A lot of people order the cake, like, a long time in advance. Like a long time in advance. Hey, Angie also can't read. You two have something in common. Hey! What is that supposed to mean? I read your comment just fine. Ugh. Wait a second. Did MZ say something like that? Because I can't see it. Did 2010 get censored or something? Why can't I see MZ's response? How did that get censored? Maybe we won't have to sabotage the wedding. I don't think we'll have to. It seems like they've done it enough already. It's a week. They only have a week and they don't have the cake or suits. Two of the most important things for a wedding. To be fair, you misread execute as exercise. Okay, listen, that was one time. maybe twice. Listen. No, I was just talking to mods. Oh, I see. Cool. I was like, did MC's response get, like, hidden or something? Wait, the wedding's in a week? Yeah, you read that right. They have a week for this. Time to sustain myself. Bye. Bye! Hope whatever you have is good. Also, have a good morning, and good rest of your day. Oh, they're doomed. I'm starting to agree. I think most wedding planners would absolutely panic at this information. Sorry, I ate the calendar. Why did you eat the calendar? Why would you eat the calendar? Being able to make other desserts doesn't mean you can do that decently. If you're willing to take recommendations, I am acquainted with a baker. Xavier comes highly recommended by my previous clients, and I can vouch for them personally. Did you get your wedding cake from them? What a question. Scott meant it with complete sincerity. He has no ring. Oh, so? I'm unmarried at the moment. Entirely single, in fact. But I would hire them for my own if I did have the occasion. You didn't know what the perception was of unwed wedding planners. Baxter wasn't flustered by the circumstances regardless. He chuckled amiably. It smoothed the mild bump right over. Scott hadn't even registered the pitfall that was barely avoided. He was getting excited. Things were finally coming along. All right, we'll go there. What are we gonna get? We can discuss it. Yeah, how long is it gonna take? Can we order today? The pressure Baxter initially released was layered with an extra thick, with Jude's cut to the finish take on the bakery. That is possible. Since time is of the essence, you wouldn't be able to do a tasting session. That means you'll have to trust the flavors will be to your liking.
In that
That's the cafeteria in Baxter's voice. If there aren't any open doors, try a window. If there aren't any open windows, stop trying to break into my house. That's true. Maybe you should stop at the door and window, actually. Please don't break into my house. Please don't break into my house at all. I mean, actually, I wouldn't mind if you break into my house. It's at the bottom of the ocean, though. But I can keep you in my basement. I can keep you in the basement. Go ahead, break in. I don't mind. Stay with me forever. Anyways, what were we talking about? I got a little sidetracked all of a sudden. Where's Spinning Filbert? You want Spinning Filbert? Fine, I'll bring you Spinning Filbert. I'll bring Spinning Filbert. Fine. Yeah, you want Spinning Filbert. You don't care about me, just Spinning Filbert. I see how it is. Is this one Spinning Filbert? Nope, that's a Chatter's dog. Is this Spinning Filbert? Nope, that's my reference sheet. Is this one Spinning Filbert? Nope, that's also a Chatter's dog. Which one is Spinning Filbert? Is it this one? Nope, that's Oliver. Okay, one of these has to be Spinning Filbert. Eventually, one of these has to be Spinning Filbert. Right? We'll see. Thanks for the reference, Angie. You're welcome. I don't know what I referenced. I'm not sure what I did, but you're welcome, random citizen. Which one of these is Spinning Filbert? Is it not that one? It wouldn't be that one. That wouldn't make any sense. It has to be on here somewhere. I never took it off. Clearly. I have been reduced to some chatter. Well, you're no longer random anymore. You're Monica. I can't just say it's Monica's dog. That wouldn't make any sense. Demoted. Just press all buttons. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go over well. Alright, is it? Nope, that's a cowboy hat. Is it this one? Nope, that's green Baxter. Is it this one? No, that's small Baxter. Is it this one? Nope, that's green upside down Baxter. How about this one? Nope, Baxter still. No. Definitely not. No. Why do we have so many Baxters? Why do we like Baxter reaction? So it can't be that one. Oh, there he is. That's the low poly version, though. Do we want that one, or do we want the, Nope, that's Oliver. That's also Oliver. That's... What just appeared on screen? That's Oliver still. That's also... There it is. Do you want this one or this one? Which one would you rather have? I'm crying. Why are there so many Baxters? Maybe put Subway Surfers on in the corner while you're at it to really dangle the keys in front of chats. This one? Alright, I'll take that. I'll take that as the better one. We've joked a lot about putting Subway Surfers in the corner. Maybe I'll actually have to do it. Oh. What was I supposed to... What censor what? The Baxters? I don't know. Up to you guys. No, the other one. You want the other one? I'll put that as your request then. Here you are. Our spinning Filbert. I'm gonna shrink him a little bit though. There he is. He'll be right there. You guys think you can pay attention with this? Have fun. Have fun with your spinning Filberts. Getting common or familiar options would be my suggestion, but you can certainly try something more unique if your heart is set on it. Are there any allergies we need to consider?
That's whatever.
No, that's whatever. Get chocolate or some vanilla. In this case, Baxter didn't accept the first answer he received. Baxter's keen eyes went to Jude's other half for a second opinion. Scott gulped. I don't know what else to pick on the top of my head. We can think a little longer. Baxter kept his tone approachable, harmless. He was having to double as a therapist, gently coaxing clients to speak their mind. No, I really don't know. We should get chocolate and vanilla. Everyone will like that. That's fine, it's a classic. Chocolate and vanilla. The note was taken down. Baxter pressed firmly into the paper at one point, a period. Do you have any design notes? Normally that'd be done with the baker, but again, limited schedule. I imagine you don't want to sit down and get acquainted with someone new. We can have the details prepared ahead of time to expedite the process. What designing does a cake need? Oh my god! You're asking me what designing does a cake need? A wedding cake? Bro, there was a lady that literally designed the wedding cake after herself. Like, it was a whole dress cake. It was like a really famous one that was done too. It was like she had a whole model of herself and then the whole dress was a cake. It was a whole thing that happened. What do you mean there's no designing a cake? I can't believe these two. I can't believe these two. Madam Streamer? Yes, I'm assuming your gender is... Yep, that's fine. Assume away. She, her. Am a girl. Is there a Discord server? Not yet, not yet. There isn't one yet, but eventually I hope to have one. I just, got someone today that's going to be helping me out in, putting it all together. And so we're gonna be trying to work on it, this week to try and get a Discord server up and running. So hopefully before I hit 300, I can get you guys a good Discord server up. We'll see. But yeah, I did put someone recently to help me make one. Every stream, people are asking for it so much now, I really need to just go ahead and make one for you guys. I'm really gonna have to. Have you played the beginner's guide? No, I haven't. Let me write that down. I usually always try to write down chat suggestions. Alright, written down. Alright, we're hitting Baxter with a bat. Sounds good. Angie's so old. We're back to the old jokes. You guys are going back. New people are here and you guys are just like, haha, she's old. Hey! At least spread it out a bit before you start calling me old again. Why is there so many birds in chat? Why aren't there birds in chat? Why can't there be birds in chat? As a fish at the bottom of the sea, I for one welcome birds in chat. I shouldn't be surprised that this game is making us sit through the whole wedding planning process. I want pettiness, I want drama. We'll get there, we'll get there. The wedding planners are X, so trust me, we'll get there. Would love to see you play it. It's a short game, one stream. It is made by one of the devs of Stanley Parable. Oh, I think I know what this one is. I've never actually seen anyone play it though. But like, I think I have this game wishlisted. Yeah, definitely. I wrote it down, I will put it there, and we'll see. We'll see if I can play it sometime soon. There's 2 birds that really a lot. It's, you know, nickel for every bird that comes on stream. Weird that it happened twice kind of thing. Glad to see you both here though. I love birds. We're going to avoid gambling for plushies to pay to pay someone to make a Discord server. I mean, she's not paid to make the Discord server. It's just one of my friends that happens to also run a Discord server in her free time, and I'm just like, hey, you wanna help me make one? Alright. I'm gonna keep reading. Madam Streamer, what's your favorite pizza topping? Meat. As much meat as you can pile on, as much meat as they allow me to have. I like meat. Meat lovers are my favorite. Oh man. But like any pizza that has meat on it, I'm all good with. I really love like any meat lover's pizza. I accidentally put too much moth in fish cheese design. Can't wait to see that. Looking forward to that. I like pineapple. Pineapple's good. I'm one of the people that don't mind pineapple on pizza. I think it's pretty good. My dad used to get it all the time when I was a kid, so I was conditioned into liking pineapple on pizza. Asking her friends to do things for her in order to keep her gambling addiction. Shaking my head, Angie. Listen, you. Listen, you. I don't just spend it on gambling addiction. I also go to the arcade and spend it there on a different kind of gambling addiction. Okay, hold on. That was supposed to go differently. I like sushi on pizza. I wonder how sushi tastes on pizza. That'd be interesting. I bet in some ways it could taste pretty good. Because like the fish and stuff on pizza, I think could taste pretty good. The rice is where I'm kind of like, huh, would that be good? I only eat the raw pizza dough. Valid. No, sounds good. Yeah, definitely. I could go with that. Raw pizza dough sounds delicious. Do you also just slam tomatoes into it and then just put the uncooked cheese on too? Just curious. Or is it just the raw pizza dough? I have pizza way too much. Oh, same. Oh, same. Hard same. It's there's a pizza place near me that does this like deal that if you order anything that's $10 worth, so any sides or anything that's $10, you get a free large pizza with any toppings. So of course I take advantage of that all the time. So like I end up getting pizza a lot because it's super cheap. I love jalapeno with practically everything else on pizza. That sounds good. I also like jalapeno. That's due to school food? Ah, makes sense. Let's see. Every now and then as if it were a compliment. I like the toppings separately. Interesting. That's an insanely good deal. It is! That's why I get it all the time. Every time I feel like eating out, I'm just like, I could eat something healthy or just go with this great deal on pizza. It hits me every single time. Oh. Alright. We're gonna be stuck on this forever if I don't keep reading, so I'm gonna take a break and read more. I'm gonna take a break and read more. That's not exactly what I meant. I'm gonna read more and then go back to reading chat. What designing does it? Oh, right, God, I forgot you said that incredibly stupid thing. That depends on you. Cakes can come in about any style you can imagine, and many more styles you'd never think of on your own. Scott almost leapt from his seat over the topic. Maybe he would have if he wasn't so pressed in on all sides. It's true. I saw a lot of pictures when looking up bakeries. They can be so cool. People make these 3D carved cakes into shapes of things. It doesn't look like a cake at all. Yep, that's true. There were a few opportunities in life where you could justify spending a lot of money on an incredible cake. The prospect of that time being now had Scott more excited about the planning than anything else so far. You can even get a cake that's a car, seriously, a car, with working headlights and everything. You know, I'm jiving with Scott a lot here. I would also love a car cake. Can we get a dinosaur cake? I want a dinosaur cake. I want a dinosaur cake! It can be like a T-Rex or Velociraptor or something with like fake blood on its claws. Oh my god, I want this cake. Angie, I'm asking once again to exchange my Corniver for a spinning filbert, not the low poly one. Oh, yeah, sure. Which one was yours? Was it one of the Olivers that was suffocating me? Was it the upside down one? Was it the upside down one? I think it was this one. And which one? Nope, it's not that filbert. It would be this nope, that's not it. That's still not right. Which filbert was it? There it is. There it is. Found it. Found it. All right, and we will go ahead and place these. So we have another one. Pull it over here to where this was, over the quit button, so you guys can't leave me. You can only glance at it this time. And then we are going to... let's see here. Is it like... this one? There it is. Now it's upside down, just like your Corniver was. Ha ha ha! Perfect. Exactly how I wanted. Everything become filberts. It was not the upside down one? Well, now it is. Hold on, let me see. Chat seemed to have gone by pretty fast when I wasn't looking. Whoa. Not so random Jaws, but he's stuck in Monica form. It sure sucks they didn't realize this in time to actually get one of the fancy cakes, right? Right? Also, Angie, just because you said Fishty had an axe, I'm giving Fishty an axe. Oh dear God. Why do you guys keep insisting on giving that thing weapons? Let's see here. You guys type fast. Has anyone told you guys that? I'm now, like, back on, like, which ones do I read? You guys, I've lost my place. I want you to put my spinning filbert right below the one on the top left corner. Like this. Is that what you wanted? Is that all you wanted? You read slow, we don't type fast? Well, it's no you! Anyways! Do I have an Oliver request, or do I use it, or did I use it by preventing you suffocating? I mean, technically, if we go by rules, you technically already used it by moving the Olivers. That's technically, you can do an action for the Olivers, or create one. That's usually the rule for that. You know, for instance, one of my mods are like, hey, destroy all Olivers, and another person was like, no, put all Olivers back. Like, that counts as a move. I was giving Fishty access to all the world's nuclear, fission, and hydrogen. That seems like a bad idea. That seems like a really... Why would you give that to a sleep paralysis demon? Which one's the usually for? I already forgot. Alright, I'm going back to reading. Jude loves his car more than me some days. Only a few weeks out of the year. You get me most of the time. They shared a laugh. The meeting was becoming friendly, more fun. The two could enjoy the process past the stress of it, except... just building a cake car isn't going to work. No one could do it. Unfortunately, Jude was correct on that count. Baxter's recommended baker had to be good, however humans could only do so much. A custom confection vehicle in a matter of days with no prior notice was asking for there to be no cake at all. In fact, it made baking cupcakes the night before an event look like a piece of cake. Perhaps a compromise is in order. For example, a typically tiered cake with some molded decorations? Who's gonna notice? Baxter lowered his pen. The positive momentum had been lost. This does need to be wrapped up under a stressful timeline. However, there is room to still have what you actually want. I want a cake you can eat. I want that too. It doesn't need to be fancy stuff. We're not fancy people.
Very well.
I see. The future Adams might not have been particularly prissy, but as a bona fide fancy man himself, Baxter was personally insulted by the repeated dismissiveness of all formalities. At least he would have been 5 years ago. You had no idea what he was thinking now. His expression was inscrutable. It was only clear that he was continuing to pay close attention. Wait, hold on here. What is happening? That's a great idea, Angie. Hey, Angie, can you use my special mod privilege Oliver request to explode a Filbert and all Filberts and Filberts? But then MZ also canceled that out, so I don't have to do anything. We're fine. The day was saved. It's all good. No one's getting exploded except for the people that voted yes in that one poll. I'm terribly sorry. You guys are still executed. Have fun in chat, though. BRB banning MZ. Ooh, mod fight. All right, everyone, pick who you think is gonna win. 1 for Josh, 2 for MZ. Pick your favorite to win. Oh. Let's see here. Those rules are always followed. I still remember the stream with 50,000 Olivers, and you were still letting them add more. Ooh, yeah, that was a fun one. That was really something. Avoid reading Josh's message. He's calling you old. Hold on, I'm old? Oh. Let's see. Wasn't it no in the one poll? No, this is a different poll. Don't worry. It's 1 for Josh, 2 for MZ. All right, we're getting a lot of 2s. MZ seems to be the favored one. Can they do it? Oh, man. Have fun with the mod fight. All right. We already read this. Well, I won't pressure you to do more than you'd like, but I think we should at least pick a couple words to denote the overall theme. Traditional, vintage, modern, and such. Finished in not ugly. Okay, that's not helping. I'm starting to agree with Baxter here in the, okay, well, if you guys could be a little more helpful on what you'd like, that would be real helpful and make my job easier. Play rock, paper, scissors. 3, I choose Angie because of the streamer. Streamer always wins. Streamer always wins. All right. Next up. Did I read all? Nope. I was insulting you guys, right, because you guys don't know how to plan a wedding! Okay. Jude wouldn't bite no matter how appetizing the treat. Baxter reevaluated his approach. Those should go without saying. With this, Baker, if it doesn't matter in particular to you, that isn't a problem. Scott, do you have a preference? I'd want something that seems modern. Old-fashioned cakes are not my style. Or in a less diplomatic terms, the sights of frou-frou buttercream piping might have made him break out in hives despite the lack of allergies. Absolutely. That's the approach. What's the actual presentation? Simplistic, elegant, floral, beachy.
Would that be alright?
Could it be simple and elegant? Scott thoughtfully scratched the stubble along his jaw As his gaze wandered, that combination of descriptions was one of those possibilities he couldn't even imagine, apparently. Certainly. Then that, right? He glanced to Jude instinctively. As dismissive as Jude had been about the cake, Scott remained hopeful his partner would feel positive about it. Perfect, Scott. Jude meant it. Even if it wasn't what Scott had wanted, it was enough. I'm glad you think so. In that case, since you're thinking of keeping it simple and prioritizing flexibility, I could visit the bakery for you to make the request. You have other obligations to take care of, I imagine. I can confirm the budget through text when I get a quote. Do you know the amount of tiers you want? You tell us. You've seen how big our party is. I can certainly give my take. For a wedding of your size, I would suggest 3 tiers at least. Done. Guess so. That's good. We've got to have a wedding cake. Compared to how enthusiastic Scott started at the outset of the topic, the conclusion was like a cake that didn't get baking powder mixed in the batter. Flat. Still, it seemed any cake would do. Literally and metaphorically, Jude didn't care and Scott wouldn't push it. Baxter's planning abilities had been tested there, and the only one who came out fully satisfied was Jude. I believe I know everything I need at the moment. I can put in that order for you today. Thank you for so much help, but somebody should go with you to be sure. I can do it. Oh my god, are we gonna go with him? Are we gonna be alone with Baxter? Wouldn't the rest of you be good making favors? Probably. Amazingly, the single word response, said with a shrug, didn't fit Scott with confidence.
Not sure.
Maybe someone else should go with the bakery. Jude? We can handle it. We got a planner, so we can do this with things. We can do our things. The frisson of disagreement didn't frazzle Mr. Ward. He calmly interjected with a suggestion. If the two of you are the most informed about the guest favors, then someone who doesn't know the process as well could attend the bakery with me. Jude is right, you know. You are lucky to have others here to assist, and it isn't me alone. We can share the responsibilities. Oh no, Baxter didn't know the implications of what he was saying. Jude took the unavoidable position of filling him in. The only person who has no idea what's happening is Rain. Oh, we are gonna be alone with him! We are gonna be alone with him! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You guys ready for the drama that's about to happen? That cordial expression Baxter had so persistently maintained dropped immediately. His gaze darted to you for a single instant. It was the first time he acknowledged your presence in the room the entire morning. Oh. Baxter blinked, and it reset the position of his eyes back on his client's. The smile returned as well, like nothing happened. That's up to the rest of you to decide, naturally. I can work with your circumstances. It doesn't have to be Rain. Anyone can do it if they want to. This was not the direction you expected or wanted it to go. In either way. Being singled out as the best person on the team to have one-on-one time with the planner and having that fact be doubted because of the history you had. Hey Bookworm, glad you could make it. He somehow looks no less annoying with single-colored hair. Impressive. He has that look still. Having to see that face again and hear his voice was one thing, and being required to work in a group towards the same goal was another. But being trapped entirely alone with Baxter was an entirely different beast. Balling your hands into fists, you resolved not to back down here. You were going to be his problem, not the other way around. Quickly, before Terry or Randy could swoop in to tackle the assignment, you spoke out. It's fine. If that's what would be easiest, that's what we should do.
You're sure?
Really? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We owe you. Miranda kept her mouth shut on the matter, only offering an understanding smile. Terry saluted you for your service in the line of fire. Baxter grinned past you in an almost artificial way. It's settled. A few minor details were laid out before the end of the meeting was officially called. You had to exit the building in one group, and then split off in the parking lot. The main team of Scott, Jude, Miranda, and Terry was going to spend the entire afternoon on guest favors, while your branch had the task of arranging a cake. Baxter directed the way to go and separated from the crowd first. You had to give fast farewells before catching up with your partner for the operation. Baxter led you to the back of the lot and approached what you assumed was his car. Somehow, as you got closer to it, you could have guessed it was Baxter's. It was sparkling white, not a single scratch, scuff, or speck of dirt. Once the door was opened, the interior, however, was floor-to-ceiling black. I wonder. Alright. I'm gonna let a line pass real fast before I make a decision. Black and white, another coincidence perhaps, or were there too many of those at this point for it to be happenstance? Baxter eased the seatbelt across his chest and addressed his passenger, you. It was discomforting. He'd been so committed to maintaining a defined distance when it was no longer an option. He didn't touch on the change. Instead, he behaved as if he was always an employee in your service.
So,
Welcome to my vehicle. Please change the temperature and air direction to your liking. The radio works, I'll leave it off, but of course you can put on some music if you want. Baxter's face was kept straight ahead, eyes towards the road, and he hadn't even started driving yet. How professional. You could watch him as much as you wanted, right up close, and you did. The beauty mark on his neck was close enough to touch. That was him, Baxter Ward. It was you and Baxter sitting alone in a car after 5 years and a promise that you'd never see each other again. And he wasn't going to acknowledge even a hint of that on his own. You were certain of it. Okay. Interesting. Well. Oh god, I'm gonna get executed. Oh man, we might. Though, before any of that, you guys are off the hook. You're off the hook. There's no execution today, but I will remember for next time. Because that's right, we are going to end it here. We've made it to the 3-hour mark. And I think we should go ahead and break and leave off on this for next time. So, I know that it's a little abrupt, but like I said, my voice does get like really tired on this, and going on and on like I usually does really hurts my voice for these visual novel streams. So I officially made the decision that we're going to end in around 3 to 4 hours for these ones. So do you guys hate each other now, or we never got over the breakup and we are incredibly in love with Baxter as decided at the beginning? But we never got over the breakup, and now we're like the most petty person in the world. Baxter is our wedding planner now. Or not our wedding planner, but the guy's wedding planner. And we are incredibly bitter towards him. That is where we left off. However, I am going to go ahead and end this episode here. You're still going? We're ending! We're ending this episode for now. I will continue soon enough. But I'm going to go ahead and get to the closing. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. This was fun. I enjoyed memeing with all of you guys, but my throat is tired and I still need to make dinner. And I have some special things planned this week. For you guys this week. And I really want to get some of them done so I can actually make sure that they come out this week. So I gotta go ahead and end some of these a little early. We caused every problem, and now we're being extremely petty about it. Great, that's right! We're toxic! Alright. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. You definitely don't have to, but I will very much appreciate it if you do, but I'll appreciate you guys anyways. As always,
love you lots. And I hope I will see you guys on Wednesday for the bunny graveyard. But if not, I'm really glad you joined with me. So, Poppy, you really want Poppy Playtime out now, huh? I'm hoping to get that out soon. Don't worry, I'm hoping to get that out soon. I've been working on it. So, thank you guys once again for joining me. As always, love you lots, and I will see you in the next one. Sorry to make you rage, but gotta do it. Bye-bye! Bye-bye, everyone, and bye-bye, fish cakes.